And we are live. Welcome to The Last Word, episode number 120. And it's another glorious Friday. We're back in front of the campfire for some more looter-shooter discussion. I'm extremely excited about our two amazing ladies and dynamic PvP special guests. So, E, I'm going to need you to get right to it.
One of these ladies started out having to duke it out with her brothers just to get time to game. So it would be fitting she enjoyed other ladies kicking butt like Lara Croft and Buffy. Between Fallout, Elder Scrolls, and Neverwinter, this lady has embraced the RPGs over the years. But don't let her humble origins put you at ease. Because trust me, she will school you in more ways than gaming. This woman has put in the work in the gym and on the pavement, and fitness is now a big part of her life. But she still knows that pineapple is okay on pizza and a spicy Chick-fil-A sandwich is alright every now and then. Her skills, though, in Crucible are high to say the least, and her snipes will leave your eyes wide and your jaw on the floor. Don't challenge this girl to a 1v1, because in the end, she's going to clutch up, crush your dreams, and have you give a rain check on that wager. Cognito?
And of course, the second lady we have joining us is the master of analyzing your every word and move with a degree in psychology to prove it. Her gaming history goes all the way back to the OG days of Nintendo DS, where Mario will always be a friend in her heart. Whether it's playing Fable, Assassin's Creed, or Halo, these classics will always top her all-time gaming charts, and with her smooth jams playing and super chill PvP streams, don't get it twisted. She could still pop your head off with sunspots and thorn dots.
Both of these ladies started their Destiny journeys on the path of the Hunter, so of course they would be strong in the ways of the Crucible. And now they have made a place for even more awesome ladies in the Destiny community to come together and grow as friends, players, and teammates. One helps take care of animals, the other has fur babies of her own. One is a fan of foxes, and the other's name is actually that of a female fox. So without further ado, let's welcome the two and amazing co-founders of Scrim Queens to the campfire, Vixin and Foxytocinn. Welcome to episode 120. How you guys doing?
Woo!
Good.
I'm doing great.
I didn't know we were getting official intros. I'm not prepared for this.
We have to do it.
You gotta do it. You're at the campfire. You're our guests. What's going on, ladies?
Good. It's going good. Just chilling. Excited to be here. Excited to talk some PvP.
Oh, yes.
Nice. And Vixen, how are we doing?
I'm doing great. Glad to be off work and glad it's a Friday.
I know, right?
Sneaking home from work, running here to get to the podcast. We appreciate that. Squeezing us into your schedule.
Absolutely.
So I know I said it earlier, but first question, random, just because it already got asked on Twitter as well. Pineapple on pizza, is this a yay or a nay?
Careful.
Yes.
Yes.
Mine is 100%
let's
yes.
go.
We got both yeses on pineapple. There we go. We actually have
about.
one thing of agreement when we get started. This is amazing because, yeah, definitely.
Wait, you have pineapples? You allowed? Is that condiment allowed for you?
Oh,
Because you know how you don't like condiments.
That's not even remotely a condiment. It's a fruit, dude.
You don't like things. You don't like
I'm
things.
a picky
on
eater.
food.
This is a whole deal. But
I'm about to start now. Let's go.
We don't need to start with food. So, anyway, just had to get that one out. Pineapple on pizza is safe. I also saw the spicy Chick-fil-A sandwich. I'm like, I completely approve.
Oh, yeah, that's
the
fine.
they nailed the spicy sandwich. So, yeah, that was good
Shout
stuff.
out to the frozen lemonade, too.
Oh my goodness.
Ooh, yeah, that's good.
Yeah,
That's really
that's
good.
trouble. See, I'm
That's
trying
trouble.
to
I
be
shouldn't be
healthy
having
lately,
that.
so
I
no.
shouldn't be having that, but shout out to the frozen lemonade.
I was going to say, did you see that video where they showed how much sugar goes in it?
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, it's so good and yet so bad.
So bad. Oh. Anyways.
But the main
Yes,
reason that we brought you guys on tonight is obviously you guys are amazing, ladies, just cool. Each have your own Twitch channels and everything. But you guys started Scrim Queens, which is a really cool PvP community for ladies. Guys are welcome in the community as well. But specifically, there are, ladies tournaments, and you guys bring them in. You do education, things like that. So kind of wanted to get a little history of how you guys brought Scrim Queens into the Destiny community and just kind of what your goals were for it. Floor is yours. Tell us all about it and what you guys are doing, either of you, or both, or trade off, tag team, however you want to do it.
Well, I guess, I can go because I came to Foxy with the idea. And my idea personally stemmed from back in, what was it, June, when all of that stuff was coming out about certain people in the community.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I personally just wanted, I think after that happened, we had a ladies' night. And I was like, this is something that I kind of want to put together to bring ladies together. And so I brought the idea to Fox, and here we are.
Nice. Cool. So
How did you
Fox-
guys? Oh, go ahead.
sorry. No, continue.
I was just gonna say, how did you guys settle on the name, and what was on the chalkboard that got crossed off? I kind of want to know what didn't make it.
There were 2 names. And
Oh,
Yeah.
it was, I think I came up with Ladies Scrim Hub or something, or Ladies Competitive Hub, something along those lines. I just didn't want it to sound inappropriate because
many
There's,
reasons.
there's something, I think it's like Sweats Hub or something like that. And I'm like, it can't be Ladies Sweats Hub. That's inappropriate.
Yeah, you want to avoid that type of stuff. I think for what you guys are going for.
Yeah.
And so then Fox came out of nowhere with Scrim Queens. it was
fits.
over.
I like it. Yeah.
It fits.
Mhm.
No doubt. Yeah, it's really cool. I think for me, the question I had was like, as a fan of PvP, like I love that you two represent that community, really go hard at it. So like, as far as we know there's things going on in the PvP scene, but like what's making you guys stick with it? Why you still have the passion, both of you, for either, sweats or competitive PvP, just PvP in general?
I think for me, I've always been like unnecessarily competitive in some situations. So, a chance to like do that in a video game, I've never gotten to do that before. Like the closest I got was playing private matches in Halo with my brother, and I didn't even know there was like an MLG scene for Halo, or I probably would have been like a whole different child. But as soon as I learned there was like somewhat of a competitive scene for Destiny, even if it's not pro or whatever, that's a whole different argument. I wanted to be involved with it, and the more I got involved with it, I just realized there were no other girls in it, like almost at all. And the more like when stuff started coming out about the Destiny community and stuff, I was just like, oh well, this is kind of why. Like it doesn't surprise me now. So when Vixin came to me with an idea to get something going, to get more ladies involved, I was like, I get to improve, they get to improve, like it's a win-win. Like I want to help as many people as I can if they want to be involved in this scene, if they're passionate about it. Why not give them that opportunity? And like playing that stuff is what has kept me involved in PvP. If I just played matchmade activities, I probably wouldn't play anymore.
Gotcha.
But doing pickups and tourneys recently, stuff like that, that's definitely held my passion for the game. So
that's awesome. And Vixin, as far as you like PvP, like most I would say, Destiny kind of leans toward a little bit more PvE heavy. So to see you guys kind of like, yeah, just a little bit, keep kind of like high, keep the flag high in reference to it. And like, what keeps you passionate about playing PvP?
So Destiny as a whole is my first PvP shooter. I did not come from COD or Halo, anything like that. So it's always just been, initially it was just getting into it, and now it's just been trying to improve as much as I can as it goes.
As much as she can. Do not challenge her to a 1v1.
So I see
Not
that.
gonna be pretty.
I see some snipes, I see some streams. Was looking real serious.
I
out there.
love the pinned tweet.
yeah.
That was. I was
we going there.
yeah,
we gonna go there now.
No, we have to go there because I want just like shorts. It doesn't have to be an in-depth story, but I want anybody who listens to this to hear about this because I covered it real quickly in the introduction. But tell us the story of that pinned tweet because it has to. Because just looking at it alone is great.
So if I remember correctly, so that came from a dating app. And on there it says something along the lines of, I don't even have it anymore, but that I like to play video games, or I like to play FPS shooters. And the first, like, that's the kind of response I get all the time. It's like, ooh, Fortnite or 1v1. And so finally I got sick of it and I was like, okay, well, here we go. And we got into a private match, and the entire time he was complaining about his lag. He was complaining that like His shot wasn't right. Like it
I
was.
know his shot wasn't right.
He started-
He tried to shoot his shot, and it wasn't right.
kept telling me he needed to warm up, and I was like, play whatever you want. So he ended up starting out with an ace of spade and then changed to a vigilance wing.
He did not
And,
put on the V wing.
He put on the V
man.
wing, dude. And I still won.
Controller drift. Not even the right console. I love that.
If you look at that's not even the full amount that he got. Like he actually got 3 instead of 5 because I let him kill me twice to test lag. So that was
wow. You like?
Oh,
wait, hold
man.
on. Vix is a savage. She's like, hold on. So your lag's messed. All right, let me let you get. Let me get you optimal, and then I can continue to keep on beating you down. Salute, Vixen. She's like, no, we're gonna keep it fair. I'm gonna show you with optimal settings, you're still gonna get this work.
It's like, I will stand still. Let's test the fire speed. Okay.
Wow.
What was the final tally on that one again?
it was
Like
I had it in front of
27
me.
to 5 or something?
27 to 5.
Yeah, just an absolute beating.
I don't know if am I allowed to cuss on here because
Go for it. Yeah,
the end result of that was so the game ended and it was silent and
Shocking.
I was like, so what now? He's like, what do you mean? I was like, are you gonna fuck off? And he's like, yeah. I was like, all right, bye. And I hung up the call.
Doses. Damn.
Oh, that's amazing.
Many a shot was lost.
I just love that though because, like, I mean, guys never expected. No, I was just gonna say, guys never expected. And the fact that you put him in that place this much, I'm so happy you did.
That's what that was my plan. I mean, if he would have won, I would have stuck to my word.
You would have went. Okay, respect.
Just because I'm a person of my word, but I had a bit of confidence. I was like, listen, I just want to put this person in their place because I'm sick of the 1v1s. That's all I ever get.
You just need that picture now. Anybody on the dating app just sends it to you. Just like, here's my tweet.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Are you sure you still want to do this?
Sure you want to do this. That's funny. Foxy, do you encounter any similar type of interactions on social media in reference to these things?
Oh gosh, I've had a lot of weird interactions.
Let's get it. Let's get uncomfortable.
With guys on social media. The most recent one actually was in regards to me and my fiance Luna, and it was very awkward.
I saw it. Yes.
Yeah, I was so weirded out.
Yeah, what y'all call it, Thorn Hub? It was like Thorn After Dark, and so something was going on. Yeah, I was like, wow, what is happening?
Like Thorn, but now I need to know more. Please explain.
Yeah, tell a story.
So, well, first of all, for reference, like in the comments section, our Discord that we run together is called Thorn Hub, and that's where our clan runs pickups out of and stuff. It's totally just a meme because Thorn was our favorite weapon, and we just figured, why the hell not?
Salute.
But I actually got an Instagram DM, which is weird because I don't even really post pictures of him and I on Instagram. Like, there are probably more pictures of us together on Twitter.
Right.
And it was something along the lines of like, I'm like jealous of you and Luna. Like, you guys look so good together. I can't imagine how hot you are in bed together. And I was like,
whoa, hey.
Extra.
Vixen was worried about custom, but we just crossed over to After Dark territory.
Here we go. It's a late night campfire, y'all.
I don't know what you're drinking. It may need to get a little spicier tonight, though. So.
Continue.
That's Friday night.
I was so confused. I was like, okay. That's what's going on Twitter.
Yo, Uncle Donald said, flag on the play is a family-friendly show. The fire is real. The chat is on fire. The fire is raging. No, this is good.
No, this is what, unfortunately, is like one of those things. Is like the people living behind the veil of the internet and the crap that they will do.
Mm-hmm.
Especially as a male, we get like 1% of it.
Yeah.
Of just like some stupid people. And unfortunately for the ladies who are all out there, you guys get much, much more of it. So for one, you guys have to have a thick skin just in general. Just even be like on Twitch, streaming, be in there. For one, moderators are a lifesaver. So hopefully, I know you guys have good ones of those. But it's just like for you guys to random stupid stories, either guys trying to date and do stupid 1v1s or really awkward things between you and your fiance when they know you're engaged. Like, is there anything you guys can say to any of the ladies out there that mentioned that helps you either get past or ignore or just kind of push past those weird situations? Any advice that you've got out there just for any other ladies that may be even scared to be like, I'm afraid to turn on my camera because of fill in the blank?
Good point.
Sorry,
that,
big ask.
No, you're good. Something that genuinely like helps me, and I know everyone is different, but like making a meme out of it actually helps me because I get to share it with other people who like I consider acquaintances and also just new people that I meet on the internet. And like seeing all those funny comments underneath that weird Instagram DM, for example, like it just lightens the mood around it. And I'm like, I can't take it seriously anymore. You know, like it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't something that bothered me in the first place. Like I can really only think of one comment that ever bothered me that I've gotten in my Twitch chat. And I literally remember seeing it pop up and it was gone before I could even finish reading the sentence. And the only reason I knew what it was is because the person had DM'd it to me on Twitter also.
Wow.
But like, other than that, like, I don't know, like just having good mods and like a good circle, because the majority of the comments that pop into my chat, I don't even see them by the time I look over. And like, it just completely... it takes so much stress off my shoulders. I don't even have to worry about it.
No, the importance of mods. That's a great point. So that it doesn't even hit your radar. What about you, Vixin? Like any advice you would give out there for aspiring ladies to streaming and stuff?
So I actually just started using a face cam, probably like 2 months, maybe a month ago.
Oh.
And my personal feeling, or whatever it's called, happy people don't try to make other people unhappy. So that's just what I keep in my mind. Like if someone's happy, they're not going to try to break someone else down. So something's wrong with that person. That's my mantra.
Preach. It's too much. I feel like, especially on social media, like everyone like complains. Like, everyone's so, you can't be that miserable. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like some people are very extremely negative, and then that kind of seeps into a lot. And it's just like, look, we're playing games. We're supposed to be having fun, you know. And I agree. I do feel it's on that person when, you know, that person is consistently negative and bringing that energy. There's something else going on, in my opinion, with that person. Because look, the internet's, I mean, it's not the greatest, but you know, these are video games. We're supposed to have fun. This is a community. You know, there shouldn't be any room for all that constant negativity. So I agree with that. I agree with that statement.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Very large pooch cameo there in the background.
Salute.
Always.
That's no longer a puppy. That's a full-size dog. That's like 100-pound German Shepherd. Not alone does she have fiance and guard dog. So yeah, don't mess with her.
Yes.
Exactly.
Couple rapid fire questions I wanted to ask. Favorite cereal?
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yes. Sorry. That's mine too. So gotta have a win.
Salute.
I've been, oh my God, I've been on a completely different diet for a year now.
Yeah.
I haven't had cereal in a year.
Well, okay, we'll get to that part, but it was like used to be then.
Oh God. Fruit Loops. I couldn't think.
Classic.
That's solid choice. And then for you guys, if you're gonna have, of the two of you, if one has to take a sniper shot and one has to use a shotgun shot, who's gonna take it?
Oh, I'm definitely letting Vixin have sniper. I'm a terrible sniper. I will ape all day long. That's fine with me.
Nice. And then favorite workout?
Workout?
Workout, or just like favorite exercise you do?
I love running.
Okay.
I know.
Probably yoga for me.
Nice.
I need the mental calm.
There you go.
My mind runs in enough circles. I need something to slow it down.
Fair enough.
No doubt. I was gonna ask, unless you still got rapid fire.
Nope, you're good. No, that was just a couple quick ones.
I was gonna ask some little fun meta questions, like as far as like loadouts. Be some loadouts right now that you're just in love with.
Thorn.
I don't even need to say anything.
Let's go. Let's get to it.
Sorry, I peeped your streams. So,
what's a fun loadout right now that you got going?
I mean, I either change it up between Dire Promise and Rose, or Dire Promise and Rose, and then Beloved or Fell Winters, I guess. Okay. I'm not a huge fan of Fell Winters though.
So there's some ape going on over there on occasion. It's occasional ape.
My sniper is kind of a shotgun too.
Yeah,
almost like that. It's like
she's
that.
like just Beloved. Scary sniper, by the way. Scary sniper.
Don't push me with a sniper.
Okay, it's like that.
No,
like don't push. Foxy, what about you? And so I heard Thor, obviously, but that's a mainstay, or just like, does anything deviate from that, out of that?
Yeah, I'll use like pretty much any hand cannon. I really like Lumina.
I like Lumina.
Yeah.
Very underrated.
Yeah, Lumina's a lot of fun. And then of course I'll use like Dire or Spare or something like that. But Thorn and Lumina are probably like my two favorite hand cannons. Nice. I loved Ace before they shit on 140s, but
rest in peace 140s. Yeah, RIP. I know. Let me ask you this I gotta ask you a little bit, because I love hearing that you use Lumina. Like, are you also using the team healing abilities in conjunction once you get kills?
Yeah, 100%. The team healing and the damage buff, especially in pickups, can be like, and with the catalyst now, because you get two orbs, so you can buff both your teammates. Yeah, it's kind of wild.
I love like once I got the catalyst, I really fell in love with it. And I know we got hunters here. As a warlock, I really embraced like a support build. Like just really helping out. So for me, I'm making religion. I'm like, who needs blessings? I'm just like giving them out, like shooting it. And that thing has aggressive tracking. Like Lumina's, like you can really heal someone from far, and it'll aggressively track and attach itself to another person on your teammate. So it's a very underrated build. So I respect on that one. I like that. Shout out to Lumina.
So it's like, I feel like we said our generally favorite class for you guys. I know, Foxy, you kind of switch, but if you had to pick one, what would you pick?
Oh, gosh.
Gun to your head.
Probably bottom tree hammers, honestly. It's the thing I've enjoyed the most recently. It's so much fun, whether it's in pickups or just in quick play. Like sunspots are so enjoyable.
Nice, a fellow Titan. There we go. Yeah, I've actually had a lot of fun with bottom tree. Not to the PvP level, but I just still love using it in a lot of things. And that new exotic made it a lot more viable too. Well, Vixin.
I used to be for 2 years a bottom tree Arcstrider main, but I've been trying out Spectral, which I'm forming a love-hate relationship with hit registration again.
It's back. No.
And now I'm trying out Blade Barrage to be more flexible. As I tried Warlock and Scrims, and I felt like I was suffocating.
I love that description. Thank you.
What are you implying? Hold on, I'm sensitive towards this.
The floof, it just can't. That floof is just not solid.
Floof is a problem.
I felt like I was suffocating. Oh my god! Every time I tried to shade step, I was throwing down. I was literally a sitting target.
She's like, shade step. I'm in my riff.
Listen, the floof isn't for everyone.
Yeah. We got we got Luna and Heather both saying floof is best over there. They love the floof.
Heather is a crazy warlock main.
I love her.
But for you guys, like, when you guys put together the kind of your scrims and stuff like that and pickups, are you guys fairly flexible? Do you try and, like, Vixin, you sound like you're sniper all day long per se. When you guys put together, how many are in your kind of typical pickup teams, and what does just a pickup for you guys look like within Scrim Queens?
It kind of varies, but we typically have like 8 teams, so about like 24 girls with a lot of subs too. And we actually work together to build the teams, depending on free time. And it's a lot that goes into it. I don't think people realize how much goes into it. But I try to, at least for my own perspective, I try to pair up people that I feel like would be flexible together. But whatever works.
Yeah, we usually try to do like a healthy balance of, we want the teams to be balanced when they're playing each other. We don't want anyone like just getting rolled or rolling the other team, because that doesn't encourage improvement for either team.
Right.
So we try to balance them skill wise, and then we also try to, learn a little bit about the girls throughout the weeks, and then we want them to like push themselves and play other characters and try, like, if someone's really comfortable on sniper, maybe try shotting that week or vice versa. But we also don't want them to be in that situation every single week.
Right.
So we kind of try to balance those things out, and it's like a healthy mix of try something new, but also we want you to have fun and be comfortable. So
Right. Yeah, I was going to ask you that because in reference to like, as far as the skill gaps and things of that nature, like how you guys work on maybe encouraging a girl who's maybe she's struggling and not having the greatest time, or just not feeling like she's really helping out the team. Like what kind of strats or encouragement tactics you guys use to kind of get people's kind of confidence up?
I have like most recent experience, like my last set, I was talked to and said, like, I don't really know much about scrims. I don't really know call outs. I don't know this, that, and the other. And personally, I just tried to take extra care to like explain situations or explain why I'm doing what I'm doing or why we're going this way or why I just try to take that extra little step to make sure I'm being very vocal.
Gotcha. Yep.
Kind of almost talking them through like a rating counter, but like the way you'd handle a PvP might be like, instead of this is how this boss works, be like, I'm heading over here for this reason because they could be coming. Here's your possible sight lines, that type of. Nice.
What, I got a funny question. What about the opposite? What do you encounter like someone who claims like they know what they're doing and they're, maybe directing things?
Every guy ever.
Yeah, and not really successful. Like, how do you deal with that strong-headed person that might not necessarily be doing the right things, but thinks they are doing the right things?
Yo, Fox, how do you handle me when I switch to shotgun? Because I'm pretty dummy stupid. Like, I'm so aggressive.
Can you just put that sniper back on? Thanks.
I wouldn't say we actually really, or I haven't encountered any of the girls like that at all. No one is actually overconfident. Like, there are definitely some girls who are more confident in their abilities, but none of them are like overly confident to the point where it's inaccurate. But if they are, in that case, I would just put them in the lobby like with some of the best girls, and if they keep up, then they can keep their confidence, and if they don't, then maybe it will humble them a little. Like, that's just kind of how pickups work, like that. I've seen that happen like so many times, and like with any gender, like with guys or whatever, like guys will come join our pickups and they'll get rolled by someone in the lobby and they're like, oh crap, I need to 1v1 that person for the next month, like, you know what I mean? So yeah, we just kind of do that. And I've also like, I try to always tell people too, like, and same like Vixin just said when I switched to shoddy, like I just try, like, if you're being over aggressive, it's just like, let's try to team shot a little bit more, or if they're not team shotting enough, like it's kind of the same call out, because it's honestly really difficult to be completely useless in pickups because there's so many roles you can fill as a teammate. Like,
that's cool.
You can be encouraging, you can give really good call outs, your team shots could be nuts, you could be outslaying everyone. Like, there are so many different ways for you to help a team. So, like, encouraging them in those different ways so that they feel like they're feeling like filling a role is good, because as soon as they have that confidence that they're filling one role, then they start to push for another, so. That's kind of the key to it, in my opinion. But
yeah, that's cool. That's really cool.
I agree with that. I just wanted to I personally try to, when I see things, I try to compliment it constantly so it builds that confidence so they feel like they're a part of it.
Absolutely.
Random quick question. What is the little black thing hanging from your mic, and does it have a name?
Oh goodness, I was asked this probably like 2 other podcasts. And
it's like I can't not see it, so I have to ask about it.
so this is the soot monster from Spirited Away. They're like, the sprite monsters, soot sprites. Here we go. He does not have a name. He's still 2 podcasts later, and he still doesn't have a name.
Still doesn't have a name.
And then second question: what's up with Staples?
Oh God. Oh God.
You can thank somebody in chat for that one. I forget who asked. But,
Heather.
Heather. Yell at
she
Heather.
knows. Okay. Yep. That is a quick thrown under the bus.
Thank you, Heather.
Is this a story? You don't have to tell it if you don't want to, but now we
No,
are
you're
interested.
fine. So this goes back to the whole awkward situations we've had with males, but so I was in the. Oh my God! I'm sorry. You might hear my dogs losing it.
It's all good. Yeah.
Oh, that's fine. My wolves will howl in the background too. It's okay.
Yeah.
So I was in the market for a chair. And I heard that Staples was having like a summer in clearance sale or something like that. And they had the chair that I was looking for. So I drove all the way to Staples. I don't know if I said Target. Staples. And someone helped me out, helped me put my thing in the car, asked me what I do. I said Twitch. I didn't give my Twitch name out. Nothing like that. I paid with my PayPal card that has my Twitch name on it. And got home, and this person had found my Twitch. And found my messaged me on Discord and said something along the lines of, "Hey, I helped you at Staples," and it was just very creepy. It was
wow.
Boundaries, guys.
Extra.
Boundaries. Come on, it's not that hard.
Wow. Okay. Unbelievable. Yeah, people get a little thirsty. have to relax.
Yeah, I saw one random story going around Twitter too, and it's just like, there's this streamer girl, I really like her, I want to ask her on the date, and like the obvious answer was just like, just don't. That's not how that's gonna. Just don't. Just mm-mm.
Is that the one where he's like, should I get a job where she goes to?
Oh God,
no.
Yeah.
Oh no, we not.
Yeah,
doing
like
that.
she goes to this gym or like someplace, or whatever it was, and should I get a job? I'm like, no.
Boundaries, gentlemen. Boundaries.
Oh my God. Yeah.
Stalk much?
Yeah, seriously.
Damn. Yeah, that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Look, I get it, crushes and all that stuff, but we gotta respect the ladies out here. Come on now, like, either shoot your shot in person, and if it don't work, that's it. But other than all that stalking,
I forgot to interject.
Stuff,
come to find out, that person at Staples wasn't even a person that I interacted with. It was someone, I guess, who was watching me from afar and got my Twitch information the information from someone else and contacted me on Discord.
Even creepier.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's another level on to just keep throwing it on. Just pile it on.
Yikes. Yikes. Fellas. We gotta do better.
Take a page, please take a page out of the decency book, read it once a day. I see random things on Twitter. It's like, it's not that hard to be a decent person. And it seems like it shouldn't be, but it continues to prove it. So that's always so weird.
Yeah, I got one last question. Well, once we get out the yikes zone. My question was actually trials. I'm a huge trials fan. I love the 2 ladies of PvP, but I want to know like how you guys feel about it. Do you still play it? Obviously, we know the cheating situation, what's going on PC, but how are we feeling about trials, and then also moving forward with trials? So anybody?
Oh, I feel bad starting since you love trials. I always feel bad talking to people and they're like, I love trials, and I'm just like, yeah, I hate it.
It's okay. Tell me why. Talk.
All opinions are welcome here.
In Destiny, with all the different type of space magic and guns they have, I just don't enjoy single life game modes. I don't enjoy it right now either. I guess, like, obviously just a bad taste in my mouth because I never played Trials in D1, so I didn't have that nostalgia at all.
Gotcha. Okay.
So my first experience with it was beaver codes and cheaters. Like,
shout out to the beavers and the cheaters.
So from then on, and not only that, but just like the loot incentive and stuff was just not enough for me, because I would rather, and I'm from a PvP person talking, I would rather go grind Nightfalls with a team than go through trials to get the same loot, you know? So I think I played it for like a month every weekend just to get the armor sets on all 3 of my characters, and that was it. I really haven't touched it since then.
Got you. Well, fair enough. And you made a good point. Like, if you don't have that nostalgia attachment to it as well, and then your first experience is all these beavers and then the cheating and stuff like that, I completely understand. Vixin, any trials love, or the same? Not really a trials person.
So I actually came into the Twitch community through Destiny 1 trials carries. And I was a part of the trials carries community for the entirety of D1. Ooh. And then I actually did trials help. D2, coming back into D2 at Forsaken, and then when trials finally came back, I have a love-hate relationship with it now.
As many do.
Actually, I don't even know if there's really love there, but I play it. I've been playing it more every weekend. I'm trying to get back into the swing of single life gameplay, because I am a sixes soloer. And it's trials is fun. Please anti-cheat, Bungie.
Yes, please.
There's
shout out to the hammers that's been going out.
Hammer tweets going out this week though have been nice.
Yeah. And since you've been doing it for D1, can I get some favorite trials weapons? Any standouts for you that you remember?
Lord, all I remember is that. What was that? The Doctrine of Passing.
The Doctrine of Passing. Let's go.
Made me cry. I hated it.
Did you get that persistence roll? What was it?
I don't remember.
Oh man, there was so many good rolls, but that gun, it was a laser beam.
Yes, it was. It feels like we're reliving it right now.
Gnawing hunger all over again, just a little slower, but still just about as deadly. So.
Yeah, 600's a beast right now. All right. Okay, all right, that's what's up. Did you get any? Do you have Summoner for this current trial?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Get out there. Had to ask the trials question.
Gotta be done.
I did recently get the Astral, and I am actually a fan of that.
Astral's nice.
It maps way. I feel like it's more consistent than Fellwinter's. Fellwinter's has been driving me absolutely insane lately. I'm actually a certified haircut stylist through my Fellwinter's, because that's all I do. But the Astral's really good.
Yeah, what role you got on your Astral?
Oh God. Chat.
Come on, chat.
She's like, I don't know, chat.
Somebody pull up the Destiny extension and tell me. Come on.
No, Astral is really good. Love it in the kinetic spot. You literally can go Summoner or any 600 in energy, and then I'll say kinetic Astral. But Astral is very underrated. Those two, definitely by far the best, I feel, as far as the current trials meta weapons. So, salute.
Well, to keep the Crucible chat going, we know in Season 12 we're going to be getting some changes. So I want to get these two expert ladies' opinions about everything we got changing. At least for Crucible, we're kind of going to cover it all anyway. But starting with Crucible, we know the director is actually going to change. Going to be a little leaner. You're going to have Control, Elimination, Rumble, Survival. Those are kind of your main 4. The weekly rotator, Clash, Mayhem, Showdown. Private matches, which you guys will be living in anyway. Still going to be there. Then, of course, Iron Banner Freelance, which I am insanely excited about. I'll skip ahead on that one. And then Trials of Osiris with the option of Adept weapons now coming in Season 12, not 13, which is also exciting.
Yes.
So just very curious, guys, about the thoughts on the changes to Crucible. Is there anything you're sad to see go? Is there anything that, I'm biased on one point that I mentioned, but what are you guys looking forward to come Season 12, at least on the Crucible director? Do I just need to call one of your names to make you go first?
I think so.
I don't know who goes first.
They way too nice to each other.
I just don't want to overtalk her.
I always look at Vixin. I see her kind of breathe, so I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna say anything, and then she doesn't say anything.
It's because I'm listening, and I'm like, wait, is she gonna speak first?
Just don't hold your breath for each other. You guys are both gonna pass out. All right, Vixin, you're first. Okay. What do you think?
So, as a sniper main, I'm excited that there's another sniper coming. That I'm excited about that. I am excited that a lot of really bad maps are leaving. I do hope that they are going to be bringing in more maps to counterbalance the fact that they took out so many. They took out a lot.
Yes.
And I'm happy for freelance, I guess. I don't know.
I'm a fan of freelance for Iron Banner just to give the solo player an option. I have my wins, I have my losses, and it feels like a lot of mercies either way, and then sometimes close. But I feel like the freelance will give at least a lot of the solo players somewhat of a more level playing field, hopefully. So there's not like me and, they're all in the same clan. This isn't going to go well. Because we can usually guess if you're opposing that team, it's not going to be pretty.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's nice, but I guess as a PvP main, I rarely touch PvE. So when I go into Iron Banner, everybody's a raid boss, and
so yeah, your light level's always like you're like, hey, you're 1080. What the hell?
600 RPMs, raid bosses. It's the best.
That is kind of an interesting. I know for you, just in listening from Garden Royale and talking, you mostly do PvP. Is it just the PvE content doesn't like excite you? Nothing there is appealing to pull over. I mean, granted, Recluse, Mountaintop have all been good, and they've only been in PvP, so you haven't had as much incentive. But like, how much, if you had to go percentage, like, do you play PvP versus PvE? Is it like 80-20, like 95-5%? Like, how much are you swinging in PvP?
I'm gonna be honest, like 99.5 to 0.5.
PvP, girl,
I'm not
let's
even
go.
joking. Like, and it's so crazy because I kept, like, in D1, I started out in PvE. I was scared of PvP. And now I feel like maybe it's because when D2 came out, I was just I quit. When D2 came out, I didn't come back until Forsaken. So maybe that's what it was. It was just.
Can I ask why you quit?
It was just horrible. We came from a sidearm meta to another sidearm meta. And I was a PvP main at the time, so I was like, why am I playing this? So that was why. That and life.
Yeah, life is important. And just in general, as far as getting you back in, was it just more so you heard the good things about Forsaken? Was it more things about the meta? People saying PvP has changed? Like, what said, okay, you know what, let me get back into it. Let me see what's going on.
A lot of people on Twitter were saying that PvP is going to feel like D1 again, and that was important to me. And it felt good for a while, and now I'm roped back in, and good God, what happened?
She's back. It's nice. Salute.
So, Foxy, what about you? Anything on the new director changes that you're looking forward to or sad to see go?
I'm excited for Freelance Iron Banner too, because I'm not a stack person, like, at all, and it's mainly because of the way it plays and because of lobby balancing. Like, I always feel bad because even when I'm not in quick play a lot, but even when I am, okay. I'm sorry.
Dog's got an opinion too, so oh no, yeah.
That's all good. You good?
Oh gosh, he's bringing it over. Okay.
That's totally fine.
I even when I'm just in quick play to do pinnacles or stuff, I always have people like come into chat asking if they can join, and I feel so bad because I'm like, I don't want to be in a party bigger than 2 or 3 because the lobby balancing just gets like weird, and I don't want to play stacks like. So I'm excited for a freelance option because I'll probably actually like grind out pinnacles and that and stuff for next season. It's fun every once in a while to like 6-stack with a team. Everyone's done it at some point, right? Like, and just roll through Iron Banner. Like, yeah, it's fun for a little while, but
make other people on the other side very sad for a bit.
Yes. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited for it to look a little cleaner. It's getting a little busy for for my taste, but
12 buttons later, it's like, what do I need to click on?
Yeah, I can never remember because I launch private matches so much. That's the only one I just like bottom left. Like everything else, I'm like, I don't know what all this is.
No doubt.
Is there? I was gonna say, is there anything you guys would like to see? Because I know they're pulling stuff out of, like, they're pulling a lot of things out of the game. You see the director getting smaller, planets leaving, maps going, modes going. We don't have a lot of news of what's coming Now, granted, they probably haven't told it to us yet either, but is there anything you would like to see added in, whether it be now or later, with being as they're making so much, quote, space in the game? There's, I got to call a name. Foxy, you're first this time. I got to call a name. I got to do this. Okay.
They are not going to overstep each other.
Job. All right.
Yes.
Foxy, you're first. What do you want to see?
I would really like to see some D1 game modes like Skirmish, and I didn't even play much PvP in D1, but like Skirmish would be nice, Rift would be nice, like some unique type game modes to come back would be really cool. I also think it would be cool if they'd bring back some D1 maps. Like I know a lot of people want Asylum back. I think that would be cool.
I saw that one today, actually.
Yeah, I would be down for some of that stuff for sure.
Maz seems to want Asylum. I can't quite tell.
Yeah,
Asylum.
Yeah, he about that Asylum. Yeah, shout out to Maz.
What about you, Vixen? What do you want to see come back if she didn't steal it all?
I was gonna say Asylum and Skirmish. And personally, take control out of the solid and make it clash, please. Dear God, nobody knows how to play an OBJ. Nobody knows how to do it. Just stop it.
Standard team deathmatch, just like yep.
Yes.
Respect it.
Please, just give me clash.
Clash. That'd be cool, especially I miss when Iron Banner used to kind of mix them up.
Once a season, I want to see a different one. I'm with you.
Yeah,
oh my God, was Iron Banner Rift at one time? Was that D1?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Iron Banner Rift.
Iron Banner Rift would be. I would enjoy that. I would actually want to play Iron Banner like that.
It's a little variety. You know what I mean? Don't get me wrong. I love Control. I love the Iron Banner lock the points thing. It gets redundant sometimes, so you just need a little spice. Just mix it up. Have it on rotation. So this way, when Control does come around, like you kind of appreciate it a little bit more than every week. It's meat and potatoes again. Here we go. Like come on. So for me, it's just, I do miss when, Clash used to come up and Rift, just something crazy just to mix it up. Because people, you need that variety. Always.
I want Mayhem Iron Banner one time.
Oh God, no, dear God,
one
no.
time. Come
nuts. That would be nuts.
Next, you're going to say Scorch Cannon Iron Banner.
Do what?
I said next you're going to say Scorch Cannon Iron Banner.
No.
Yeah, like that.
I'm terrible at that. I just want one time, and they got to adjust the bounties. They got to be like specific, Iron Banner Mayhem bounties. But if it was just like once for the entire year, they're like, hey, we're throwing a wrench into everything Iron Banner's Mayhem this one time, this one season. I'd be like, cool. You guys get your classes every so often. I want my Mayhem once a year. Vixen's no.
You remember in D1 when they had like oh my God, I'm gonna sound like such a downer. The fun stuff in trials, whenever like Halloween was around and they took away your radar, and then they had the random like spider in the scope.
Spider come out, yes.
Oh, why?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, spooky trials. That's what you used to call it.
Spooky trials.
Oh boy, yeah, she took me back. I do remember that. They messed around. It was how long would you say? Probably like about a couple weeks.
God, I screamed every single time that spider came down. I was so mad.
So
they do that now.
Yo.
Yeah, facing a Dawnblade with solar empowerment for 12 minutes. That's pretty spooky to me.
Salute. Definitely. So we got some different modes going on, and look like they're consolidating, right, Eve?
Yeah, just kind of wrapping everything together, so it's just more concise. I mean, you open the director, especially, they're going to have new light players with Xbox getting Game Pass and all that stuff going on. We're going to have whole bunch of new players coming in. So if they look at that direct, they're like, where do I even play? What do I do? Don't know what things are. So I'm glad they're consolidating it quite a bit to hopefully make it a little bit easier. But going back up to a point that I wanted to ask about, I know you're a fan of Beloved specifically. So the fact that you're getting Beloved's like once removed cousin with a scarf, and then it's got 3 different reps. I wanted to ask about the whole, like, kind of almost a reissue for... Now, you may love snipers. It may have some different perks to it, but how do you just feel about the fact that this is your pursuit for Season 12? Now, you're biased on snipers, but do you think this is, like, a good direction for them to go with the different skins on it? Or just what are your thoughts overall? I'll start with you, and then Foxy, you're next. Be ready.
I mean, Destiny's always been infamous of reskinning every single thing we get. Like, it's That's all Destiny weapons are. It's just a long drawn process of getting reskin stuff. I've kind of like given up on being mad about that anymore because it's just I expect it now. Everything's just gonna be a reskin. So I'm kind of like, yeah, it's beloved, but make it pretty.
It's beloved. It's adored, actually, is the name. It's called the Adored Sniper Rifle. They didn't even get too far away in name.
Yeah, they didn't even change.
I mean, see, that's one of those points where it's like, I get it. We're going to get reskins. Now, for me, when I have literally 2 Night Watches, please get Scout some love. Please. Anyway, moving beyond that. I have 2 Night Watches from like Season of the Drifter, or at least the Icon, and 2 Night Watches from this season. The exact same perks.
Yep.
Like, and they're sitting in my vault, and I'm like, I've been staring at them, and I haven't wanted to make the video, but I want to make the video about like, this shouldn't happen. And just kind of seeing this is, it's a little worrisome, I guess, about the pursuits is, well, I saw somebody do like a reskin of Mountaintop with a scarf on it, and then I was actually terrified. But
that's funny.
I think that they're finally just embracing the fact that everything's just reskin. Like, this is basically just D1. Just take off the 2 and just, you know.
Just D. That sounds bad. Sorry. Just Destiny. Sorry.
It's all good. You good.
After Dark podcast here. But no, like Cognito, I wanted to ask you, do you have any opinions about like the reskin? I've seen it been going around. That's kind of why I wanted to bring it up. So
I mean, you know, kind of what Vixin says, like, it's just what they do at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, my whole thing, as long as it's balanced, as long as there is enough new things added in conjunction with this, then I'll be fine. But if we start getting a whole laundry list of remixes, then I'm going to have a problem. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, you know, the gun looks cool. You know, it's always been a strong gun, obviously. You know, they had to, you know, come up with, I guess, some form of a replacement for it now that the old one's going to be sunset. You know, I would like, you know, newer stuff, but this is what they're doing. But as long as it's more new stuff as a whole, as a bigger piece of the pie, as opposed to like, we're going to get this now, we're going to get, you know, we're going to see a whole bunch of the stuff that sunset renamed with that, like, then I'm out, like, Bungie, no. like we can't do that. We can't do that. So that's where I'm at with it. I got, it's like I'm watching them. I got my eye open. I see what you're doing, but let's make sure we don't cross the line continually with it. That's where I'm at.
Fair enough. Foxy?
I mean...
Oh, Vixin? No, you go. You got an opinion. Throw it out there.
I was just going to say their only attempt at something new recently was Wither Horde, and I absolutely hate it. Just take that back.
Oh, really? Well, okay. So you're not, you're not so much on the PvE. Do you hate fighting against it, or just like?
Oh yeah, like especially in Control. Like, what are you supposed to do if they throw down 8 at B? What are you gonna do?
That point is there for a minute.
That's fact. Yeah, with the Horde Control is just obnoxious.
It's kind of a mess, but also kind of fun. It's it's like, but it is like, I like to see those types of things, to see them stretch their creativity, be like, this is brand freaking new. And especially you could get like an orb drop and you see that purple thing coming at you, you're like, oh crap. But yeah, Wither Horde has been, well, Wither Horde and Ruinous. I was thinking of Ruinous Effigy, that one too. They've both been, they have been interesting exotics to see that. And then unfortunately to see your pursuit weapon for the season is got a scarf on it. That was kind of a bit of a letdown personally. Foxy, what do you think? You're shaking your head. I don't know where you fall.
I agree. I think it was a bit of a letdown, especially with like, I thought Ruinous Effigy was super cool. Same with Wither Horde. No, like, they're not the funnest to fight against in PvP, but I always try to keep in mind that this game is like vastly PvE focused.
Right.
And the devs have made that very clear as well. So I just try to like take everything they put in the game with a grain of salt as a PvP player. Especially with like, I thought Divinity was really cool too. Like seeing those types of ideas and then like seeing Adored. I almost feel like they're kind of like that Keck W meme. I think they're actually laughing at the PvP community a little bit because if you think about the last 3 things we've gotten, right, is Adored, which is a reskin with a scarf and has like a laughable name.
Yeah.
The last title we got was Flawless.
Yeah.
It had 5 objectives to it.
Yeah.
And now we're gonna get frozen and taken, like our abilities, our handling, everything's gonna get taken away from Stasis in the game. Like Stasis, I have a lot of issues with Stasis.
Oh, we're getting there next, so save
Spicy
that.
takes.
Yeah.
Spicy takes. Let's go.
Stasis takes.
I just feel like I'm like just not expecting anything now as a PvP player. Like if it pops up, it's gonna be cool, but I know the majority of it's gonna get banned in pickups, and that's what I spend most of my time in. So I'm just kind of like, okay.
So the renewed focus over the Crucible and the PvP, you feel they haven't quite lived up to that promise?
No. I think we have different definitions of renewed focus.
Yeah.
Oh my God, maybe like a renewed abandonment.
Hey,
Wow.
thank you.
Harsh,
See,
but honest.
this-
I like it.
I like
Yes.
it. We neglected out here. The PvP community is neglected out here. They need some love. I agree. I agree. I think it's long, and it's a shame because the PvP and Destiny, I always love it. It's a nice, fun balance. You still have your, as far as your gun mechanics and stuff like that. But to me, what makes it so cool is you still have the abilities, the supers, all these other little cool additive things to it. And whether it be the balancing or just the lack of attention, season after season, it feels like everything is so PvE focused. And I get it, it's a huge community, but we've got to not ignore this big portion of the game. And they've got to see these numbers, you know what I'm saying? They've got to see these engagement numbers as far as the community. And I really, I don't know if it's a resource issue, but at the end of the day, PvP has been suffering for a while. And it really needs more attention.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, too. We have quiet times in every season. Doesn't matter what season. Could be an amazing season. Could be season of the unworthy. Doesn't really matter. But whatever you do, there's lulls because no company can constantly put out content.
Right.
We're seeing that obviously right now with the delay, and that's totally fine. But we have September, which is just literally going to be Iron Banner. They could probably do it 4 times in a row, and that's pretty much all they'd throw at you.
Yeah.
I mean,
Example.
but to the point is like, what keeps the game alive or what keeps people in a moment? People doing, pickups and scrims like you ladies do, and then tournaments and stuff like that. The PvP side is one of those things. Trials is what gave Destiny 1 the legs it even had to make it to Destiny 2. That was one of those pieces. So the fact that they don't really seem to give it hardly any focus anymore, especially when there was that like promise for more and the renewed, and we're going to keep looking at it. And the only thing that I've seen so far, besides obviously a beloved Redskin, is the fact that, the Trials weapons are going to be potentially seeing adept weapons in Season 12, not 13, so they're coming a little sooner. That works with the delay.
Mm-hmm.
And the delay helped that one, which is cool, but it's just it's kind of an underrated piece, that's all. So go ahead.
The thing for me, when we're getting adorned and all this stuff, I'm like, okay, cool. Ritual's coming back. All right, cool. But I got to be honest, E, like for me, what kind of upsets me is that, I miss each mode having its own pursuit, right? Now, I get this mentality where it's like, okay, we're going to let you play the mode you like and then you get this, but it's like still one weapon, right? So it's like, at the end of the day, what made Recluse and Luna and all this stuff attractive is they made me go in that mode and play PvP. And you saw a lot of the PvE community coming into PvP to say, look, man, Luna looks good. I got to get Recluse. Like, that's how you kind of lure people in. Even when Thorn existed, like, you had to go in there and do little achievements and goals towards getting Thorn and stuff like that. They've got to do more of that to encourage people to at least try PvP. There's a huge subset of the community, not these two amazing ladies, but, that just don't touch PvP. And I'm like, man, it's fun. They got it. They have to do more of it. So, in one hand, I'm glad rituals are coming back in a way, but in a sense, one, it's not pinnacles, and two, we need more PvP specific things. And then I would be a little bit more excited.
Yeah, it's like the only reason I ever jumped in comp typically, because I've never been, not my thing, just never been as much my ball game, but like to go after Recluse, to go after, I can't tell you Mountaintop how much I want to pull my hair out. I will say Mountaintop made me better with Fighting Lion and like those, so it's like my skill.
Look how good you got with it, right?
Well,
like,
I was like, that was one of those like things, like everybody hated the grind, but I can tell you, it's like, I'll go goof around with Fighting Lion and PvP, and I'm not going to claim to be that good, but I have some moments where I'm like, I would not have even thought about just toying with it for a match just to be goofy if I wouldn't have gone through that quest, much less been in comp, kind of honed some skills. And it's like, and I'm off my ball on PvP right now because I haven't played in a while, but it's like when I'm in those moments and playing, when I get done and then I go play quick play, like my skills are actually kind of sharp after doing something like that versus now the fact that I can get that pursuit sniper. Do I really care about going to play Crucible just to get a skin? Only if you're a completionist are you going to go do that. But if you just like, hey, I love strikes and PvE stuff, and I'm not really a PvP person, there's no reason to go in there. Now, some people would be like, oh, thank you, I don't have to. I get the option. But on the other side, as you said, player-based population, if there's no incentive to go in there, they're not going to. Some people just flat out won't.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's kind of cool what they're doing in a sense, besides the fact that they're all just reskins, that you can grind it. It looks like it's going to be in different activities, so you can get different roles on that adept weapon for adored and that kind of thing, or the pursuit weapon, whatever they're calling it.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Like, that's kind of cool, but that is also like a double-edged sword, because then it's not pushing people into PvP. But at the same time, it's a struggle, because I remember when the Solstice gear came out, or when it was data mined, that people were going to have to play like 7 trials matches or something like that. So many people complained, like, or they just had to defeat like 25 guardians, I think, or something like that for the, like, so many people were so upset. And I was just like, as a PvP player, I have to do hours of PvE to get something that I want. You have to be in PvP for like 30 minutes. You have to do like 3 matches, and you're going to
say
get
it louder
like,
for the people in the back. Say it louder for the people in the back. Keep going.
There.
This is what I'm talking about. Let's go. Yeah, that's why I get upset. I hate to cut you because you're on fire. You touch me.
You're good.
Like, at the end of the day, it drives me mad that people who play PvE 100%, and then they ask a small portion just to do one thing, like, oh, I can't believe I have to play trials and get 5 wins. It's like, what about the PvP only people who have to do nothing but PvE content? Like, where is the balance and the fairness to that? I'm sorry, Fox, you had me going. Continue.
No, you're good. You're good. That's pretty much my only gripe. I'm just like, that's part of why we don't get anything either, because I'm like, if the majority of the community is yelling every time they have to touch PvP, of course, why would the devs give that attention then? Like,
with a stepchild. They don't love us.
Yeah, they're like the legs under the giant, like, carrying the box along. They don't realize they're actually doing the work, like, behind the scenes, because it's like the PvP stuff is there. I mean, the people who like play the season stuff and then take a break and then come back, those are your, like, to and fro players. They're going to go back and forth like a yo-yo. The steady players typically also incorporate Crucible into their play. They're the ones that are going to hang around longer usually.
I have a question.
Yes.
Then how did you feel about what was it? We had to do certain things to unlock something. I think it was a weapon, and the PvE people carried that weight to get that, because I wasn't going to go play PvE for whatever that was.
Doing the public events.
Yes. How do you feel about that?
I mean, that's like kind of on the others. That's the balance of, hey, shotguns are that useful in PvE? Not really, but then it's like, it was I could see the story tie into it, which is when we get into lore discussions and stuff like that, talking about Fellwinter and, like, obviously with Rasputin and all of those things, the story piece to get the weapon, worth every penny. But the fact that, like, what is basically meant to be Destiny 1's epic PvP shotgun version 2 was through public events. Yeah, I don't know. That was... Well, I mean, the fact that it was 9 million public events after the fact that none of them throughout the first, like, 10 weeks of the season counted, that wasn't handled the best. So, I mean, hopefully they've learned their lessons a little bit. It would have been cool to see, hey, go do public events, also go get shotgun kills in PvP. Like, that's a point where I could see, like, hey, everybody gets a little bit. Those are the times I like to see the options where it's like both sides of, your PvP players. You're going to go do shotguns and it's going to be apes in there for a little while this quest is going on. The people don't want to go ape it. Well, you guys can go in PvP or PvE and go, tear your eyes out doing public events. You pick which one you want to do.
Right.
But I was like, that's one of those where the options is good. But on the other side, when it comes to this pursuit weapon, when you have too many choices that you avoid a part of the game, Bungie never has an easy way to, like, is never going to win for everybody. So it's like they try and give options out there, but also sometimes, it's kind of sad to see that the options for the new pursuits going to allow even more people to avoid PvP is all I was getting at.
No, I agree. And I think, to me, the sweet spot was when we had Recluse, when we had Luna, we had those things that were in either competitive and stuff like that, and made you, I think Al Sanity said something. He was like on his way to try to get mountaintop, he ended up getting recluse, and I just miss hearing, those type of stories and then people actually getting better. People like, yo, you know what? I actually enjoyed it. I actually, found some strats and I was really getting into it, kind of thing. And that's how you balance it. Because I'll be honest, like when I first played Destiny, I was very intimidated by PvP. I did not really touch it in the beginning. You know what I'm saying? I thought it was a little strange. I didn't get into it. And I forgot. I think it was the Thorn quest. And I think it was like the Void Kills or something. And it made me
in D1?
Yeah, it made me go in. And I'm just like, you know what? It's not that bad. I started getting into it. You know what I'm saying? I started having some fun. And then, the fateful story about just going into the tower and then seeing all these people with this cool gold Egyptian gear. And I'm like, where did you get this? Like, what is that? Like, they like trials. And I'm like, I need to play that because I need to have this. I need to look like a pharaoh. So that was when it all started for me. And that love of it, like just doing my pinnacles, like I'll go to PvP first. I do agree with you, E. I love the balance where it's either or, that, you know what I'm saying, as far as getting bounties and stuff done. But I do miss having specific PvP pursuits. That to me is just really cool and really fun. And I hope they go back to that.
I mean, the same thing applies for Gambit now, because if you can get everything without playing Gambit, that is going to be a ghost town.
Yes.
I know people don't love Gambit for many reasons, and we'll see if this new version gets a little bit better. But like, if you don't have much of incentive to go in there in the first place besides some bounties, it's going to be pretty quiet, I have a feeling, so we'll just have to see. But as you said, specifically like, hey, the Trials armor looks really cool. Well, we're getting a new set of armor that was also very controversial on Twitter, I saw. So we're going to be adding a new set of armor for the core playlist, Strikes, Gambit, and Crucible. The armor will share a set of new geometry with decals and shaders specific to the activity. We'll create new sets like this every year 4, year 5, year 6. And this set will arrive alongside each fall expansion, basically. I wanted to get you guys' thoughts on the armor and also the knife by the neck situation, the accidental trip and kill yourself. But just wanted to get you guys' thoughts on the armor. If you guys were liking this set for kind of like the annual armor set, or if you guys are just like, it's fine, or just your opinions in general. Whoever wants to go, just talk.
I don't know what personally,
Let's go.
I don't know what happened to who was designing gear, but I need that person to come back, because D1 had so much like just aesthetically pleasing gear to grind for, and like you just kept doing things over and over again to make sure you were trying to get that gear, and now it's just boxy and ugly. I'm sorry.
Look at preach it. Keep telling, say it louder. People in the back with the D1 versus the D2 stuff. Look at this.
She's like, they're listening to me.
Whose man's is this? Who said yes? Who hit this? Who hit the go button on? I'm sorry. I'm so with you on this. I was just like, I wonder what they gonna say, because I know what I'm gonna say about this kid.
Foxy?
That's my kitty cloak.
Yeah.
I agree. It's very just boring to me. The thing I've never understood too, because I didn't play much D1 at all. I played for like 2 months maybe before D2 came out. So I did like one raid, never touched trials, barely played PvP in D1. So I've seen pictures of the armor and I've seen other people's characters, but I didn't get to go and get it myself. Mm-hmm. But I'm just like, where did that creativity go? And also, why is it so hard to take advice from this community that they constantly praise and say is creative and amazing? They have community focuses, they have community highlights, they have movie of the weeks, but you can't work with someone who drew like a badass armor set and put that into the game. I don't understand that.
Yeah, I saw one for Shadowkeep. It's been running around Twitter for a while. And that armor looked amazing. It looked like the aesthetic of like the red and the spikes and the hive overall. And oh no, I mean, D1 year 3 armor, we've talked about on the podcast before, was amazing from all the raids that you go back for and went through. And I don't know if they're afraid to make things stand out too much, if the resource of that much detail costume, I don't know what, again, this is a point where it's like, as a, just a human to human conversation, it's like, what changed? No, I'm not trying to be mean or disrespectful. I'm truly just like, it's like, this is what we got in D1. We know Activision's there. We know Destiny 2 and Forsaken, you had multiple studios. But what is the difference of designing what I'm looking at in this picture, which is not exciting, whether you throw, the Vanguard orange and blue, which I'm probably never going to love those colors. So sorry, Zavala, but it just, that color combo is just not going to do it for me. Unless you just like University of Texas burnt orange, it's probably not your thing. That's all I can picture. Like the Hunter, at least in the front, looks like it's got the best shot of kind of being okay.
Yeah.
The Warlock's got a corset on the back, very thin waist there, I see. But and they've all got kind of the puffy jacket thing going on. And I'm like, texture-wise, it doesn't look terrible. But I'm just like, when you look at D1, year 3, and then this is what you get for, this is like your armor for the year.
The whole year, yeah.
Now, is this just like, hey, if you get the game for free, this is like the base set that you start with, and then your future dungeons, your future raids. If those look cool, maybe this is your base set. But if this is what you advertise as your one set of armor, not for season 12, for the year, that's, I guess, what's worrisome to me, is because these don't make me want to grind. I already got a big letdown. Hold on. I already got a big letdown knowing that armor is not going to change. So, like, if you go into season 12 and you're like, cool, I got a good set of armor, you're literally set for a year. Like, there's very little incentive anyway if it doesn't look cool as it is. Now, there have been some cool sets of armor. Half of them, I feel like, have been ornaments from the season pass.
Yep.
And that's, there you go. I was like, I forget who put it up on Twitter, be like, hey, these have been really cool sets. And I wanted to reply, but I bit my tongue off. And I was just like, one's a season pass. Oh, that's another season pass. I was like, oh, these are season pass ornaments.
We love silver.
Yeah. So it's like, if you buy the season pass, you get these cool ornaments, but it's like the pursuit of armor. That's what makes some of that worthwhile.
I'm hoping that maybe it's going to segue into, what were they talking about doing where you could
transmog,
where you can make your stuff look different. Maybe they just aren't putting effort into that to make other things look cool, so you can put, I don't know, it just
maybe. Oh, go ahead, Cognito.
No, he's raising his hand so gingerly over here.
I'd rather you guys go because I'm gonna rant. So, Fox, you go.
Hold on, I'll put you on the clock here. Let me know when you're ready. I'll put you on the clock.
I'm curious too, like, and I don't know, I don't want to spoil anything because I know it was technically like a data mine thing, but who created the most recent, like, the spooky armor sets that just came out? I don't know if you guys saw those pictures. And then why was that not the same person? Because those are super unique and cool. But why was it not the same person who created those that did the, like,
you have to remember, those have an Eververse little price tag attached to them with that little string.
Some correlation here.
All right, do I need to start the clock? Do I need to start the clock? Okay, hold on. All right,
I can't take it.
Wait, I have one more thing.
Oh, please.
Oh, no, yeah, all yours, because we're not going to stop him in a second. So you go now, get it in.
Please, get everything you need to get off, please.
Yep.
This is just like a small correlation I've noticed, and like it's helped me like get over not being frustrated about some of this stuff. It's just 100% a marketing thing, because if you notice too, the person who wins the fashion emblem every single week is someone who's wearing an Eververse set. So it's entirely, I'm just being honest, like, you know it is. And it's partly because it's the best looking armor, but partly also because Bungie gets to pick them. So, I mean, if I made something that was making me money and then I made something for free and I was like, you guys show me which one you like better and I'll give publicity to it. Of course, I'm going to publicize the one that made me money. That's just a marketing thing. So, like, I understand it to an extent, but I'm also like, can we have a little more balance?
Thank you. You literally said it without, that's literally where I was going. And the correlation is, to be careful on words. Bungie, I love you. I love you, Bungie. But Tess, we got to talk. We got to talk, Tess. Girl, what is going on? Like, all the best stuff is always buried there. And in conjunction with all the promotional events. For example, Solstice and like those gears. Yeah. Because they want you to grind, and they know if the gear is attractive, that incentivizes you, right? These are core activities that we do every day. We grind every day, whether it be Vanguard Strikes, Crucible, and Gambit. And to see this disparity, like, it is so awful looking. Like, I'm just like, why would I really want to grind for this? Like, that's my thing. And like you said, it's like, it's one of those things where like if you make something attractive, you make something worth getting, that puts people in that pool to try to get it. And right now, it's just not balanced. It is purely skewed one way, whether it be the Eververse with the ornaments, whether it be these events. And we got to call them out for it. This is now like D2. I gave them a pass when it first launched because I thought they weren't that cool either. But it's like it's almost getting progressively worse now.
It has been getting pretty bad.
Yeah, like this is.
I'm saying that our next raid boss is going to be Fenchurch, 100%.
That's where we at. That's where we at. Man. She nailed it. That's where we are. We are battling Tess. She's taking control. She's the darkness. Tess is the darkness, y'all.
Yeah, Savathun's working us over for our wallets right now, basically.
Yeah, she's the hidden object that, Savathun's going through. But it's like, man, it hurts me because, again, I mean, don't get me wrong. The Crucible, in their defense, the Crucible will look somewhat decent. You know what I'm saying? I like the color scheme. Okay, cool. But the other two, no, it's not a go. We need some balance here. We have to get this a little bit more exciting. You know what I mean? So, shout out to Tess will be the new Callus. The chat is hilarious.
Yeah. She's sitting fat from strength right now. So.
No word from Fred Church today. Yeah.
So like this actually made me think though. We both just got done playing Ghost of Tsushima. Amazing game, by the way. If you haven't played it, so freaking good. We'll have to talk about that at some point.
Man, you got to do a
But the way they handled the armor in that game, and that's something they could do with this, which I would actually like to see. Take these two ladies here, play more PvP than most of us know what to do with. No, but I was like, that's where you live in the game, especially Vixin. Like you're 99%. That's what you do. Say the Crucible decal starts like this. Yep. And then as you go along, maybe you got, 5,000 PvP kills. That's a lot, but you have a year to do this type of stuff. And you're all like, your decal gets now like an upgrade. Like when you took Ghost of Tsushima, you get this like base armor and you're like, dude, what are you wearing? Like not much right now.
Yeah.
But when you beefed it up to like level 4, after all the resources you dumped in, the time that you farmed for stuff, you looked straight up like samurai, head to toe, big armor pieces. Fire. If they would start here and be like, hey, if you do, say it strikes, like your 200 strike, your decal goes, bam, your decal's now level 2. Some way to take these are your bases, but these quote decals in the thing that you live in and be like, man, that hunter armor looks amazing. How does it look like this? I've killed 10,000 people in the Crucible and I put my time in this here and I look like a Crucible badass.
I love that idea.
That would be... They take the geometry and then how long is it going to take people to get up to these numbers? Right. They've got some time to be like, okay, well, decal, if you've made it to this, bam, decal level 2's in there. The next season, I'm going to open up level 3. If you guys have made it there already, these ladies already have 20,000 PvP kills because they live in it. Cool. Now you can see what level 3 looks like. You could build on those armor sets and give you incentive to stay in those activities. Private matches, please make sure those count, especially for these two. A kill's a kill. So... just something like that would be really, really cool. Yeah, like titles as well. Same thing. Like something like, flawless for those who actually do trials. Flawless. Right. Start getting Roman numerals or bigger gold around your eyes. Something to set it apart.
Yeah, like on Overwatch where your border either gets gold or diamond or like multiple different stars.
Yep.
I think,
Yeah, absolutely.
I think at one point I said that, what's that glow that we just got with that new solstice armor that we had to do like 10 years worth of PvE for?
Yes.
Like you could do that, but like have like a different color for PvP or just anything.
I agree. You're on fire because what we're seeing should be like the base. Remember when we Solstice started, right? Yep. It should be the base, the broken set when you got thrown off the tower.
Tarnished set.
Yeah, this is where you begin. Right, and this is where you begin. And just like you said, how they were making us do all these crazy things and getting all these orbs, all these different ways. It should be activity focused per each, piece, head, whatever, arms, boots, whatever, and class item. And make you do different things and really expound and get more majestic as you go. Yeah. That keeps you engaged, right? And then how cool is it when you see another Guardian and they're decked out because they've unlocked all this thing that really makes them look majestic. Now you create engagement. You can create investment in the mode, and that's what they got to do. But Bungie got to hire my man. He's on fire. Hire E. He's giving you game, Bungie. This is what we got to do. You got the tools. That's all you got to do.
Mm-hmm.
That's just, I mean, that's one of those, we need reasons to grind for all of this stuff. Like, if the mods are going to be somewhat minimal, we'll get to Stasis. If we still got time, we'll get to it. But it was like, yeah, these are going to be exciting Stasis talks from what I gathered. But like, yeah, we just need reasons to grind for this stuff. Of like, what's the decal going to be? Like, am I ever going to, I might trip into the decal for the Vanguard one just by running enough strikes from all the other stuff they typically make us do. But I'm probably not going to be like, hey, do you want to sit in the Vanguard playlist for a bunch of blues? No. So do I ever care about like the Vanguard orange and blue in the first place? And then I really still feel like the knife right here, that's a bad angle on the Titan, because the other two, it's like over here, like a quick grab. I understand those two, but the angle on the Titan looks bad. It looks like it's off kilter either way. But yeah, the pursuit, the reward the juice needs to be worth the squeeze. Like the time we put in, and especially if you're really dedicated to one activity, reward them for it. That seems like a good thing. But we got to talk about Stasis because, for one, I know it's going to be an interesting topic for PvP. I don't know what the landscape is going to be like. She's shaking her head
already. She's shaking her head.
We got a head shake. We got like grinning from ear to ear.
Let's go.
First, what do you guys think about the new Stasis powers, and which class are you going to jump on for Stasis? Are you just going straight into your usual, or any other classes like tempting you at this point? What is Stasis doing for you guys, and do you think it's going to excite and mix up PvP, or break it, or make you play a little differently? What are you thinking?
Luna says, "Let it rip, Foxy."
Yeah, there you go.
So Foxy's up because I got to hear this. This is what I've been waiting for.
Oh man. Okay.
Let's go.
As far as playing it, I'm probably just like gonna play all three. There's not really one specifically that I'm more excited for. I will say that, I guess, my personal opinion, just because I know what it's like playing a Titan with Dune Marchers, that looks a little bit busted, because if I can freeze people and then shock them with lightning and just punch them all and they die, like, I'm gonna play that first, I guess. But I think it's 100% going to break PvP, and I think it's 100% a marketing strategy again, because I think they're going to make it look really cool to try to get as many people back into PvP as possible, or on the game as possible in a short amount of time. And then in a month or two, however long they decide to make us suffer, they'll probably say they're going to nerf a few things or rebalance some things or whatever. So I'm not really excited for it. I'm just, like I said, relying on the fact that I have a feeling a majority of it, honestly, is going to be banned in scrims and pickups and tourneys, because I do not see them like allowing Titans to just throw up another wall and have a barricade and freeze people with a ground slam. And same thing with hunters. Like, I just don't see that going over well. Especially not if the meta stays the same, because if I get frozen and then sniped by a top tree John, like, I'm throwing my mouse across the room. So like,
Luna, we need that clip in real life. We need the phone clip of the mouse throwing. We got to get it.
But yeah, I think it's gonna be honestly pretty broken in the beginning. I hate to say it, but every time Bungie releases something super wise that's really big like this, like a big update to the game, it's either broken or it's pretty bad and it ends up getting a buff. So I'm leaning towards broken based off the clips and the descriptions, the brief descriptions of what we've gotten. They haven't even fully let us know what all we can do yet, and it looks stupid. So
you're not excited for the joys of being frozen by another guardian? You're not excited?
Oh no, man. I'm not excited. I am excited to use it a little bit, but I'm not excited to have it used back on me at all. So, yeah.
No doubt. Vixin, what are our thoughts? The head shake is in. The head shake is in early. Ooh.
All I'm saying is that when November hits, I'm going to need a parental advisory on my channel. I'm going to need you guys to mind your business. If you see me crying, just don't. Because I'm a sixes main, and that's where everything's most broken.
So you're telling me everybody on your team goes in with the new glacial wall grenade, and you just build a fort around point B with those grenades. You're not going to be okay with that?
I mean, I'm just gonna get bullied, man. I solo, so I'm gonna get bullied. I already know it, and I know the top rotator is gonna be mayhem. Like, just.
The disgust.
Okay.
She's trying to keep it together.
No, it's gonna be so much fun.
Mayhem Stasis. Oof.
I'm
Oh
so
my
glad that
gosh.
they're bringing new content to Destiny 2, and it looks so much fun. And yeah, free to play people are just gonna come through.
Insert PVPC encapsulated words here.
Insert Stasis X Fortnite logo. You crank those 90s, baby.
Can we get Iceman flying around in here, please? Come on, get some Wolverine. I just got a copyright strike. Damn it.
We're gonna have a duotage of Foxy and I just like throwing our mouses and slamming. It's gonna be. I'm gonna get kicked out of my house. I already know.
What is the thing? I gotta ask Vixin.
Man, does she talk at all? It's all cuss words. It's just a constant. Did she flatline? No, she's still talking.
What is the ability, Vixin, that concerns you the most?
It's like,
what are you
what's
dreading
the
most?
That's
I mean, can I say all of it? Because it all seems broken, and I mean, I'll admit, like I want to play with the broken for a little bit. I mean, I'm very excited for the hunter, and I'm excited for it, but at the same time, like I know I'm not going to enjoy it moving forward after. Oh, the fun broken phase. Bungie, please fix it. They don't fix it for 6 months. Like,
Facts. You know we ain't getting that balance update to the next pad, to the next
You know it.
expansion.
We're probably
You know we
362 days
Oh, yeah,
in.
3 months straight. Yeah.
362 days. Oh, new expansion's
Calling
coming
it.
out. All right, cool.
Facts.
Maybe we'll get a cool emblem.
Oh, yeah. Here's an emblem for all your pain and
you
suffering.
survived. Then it's gonna be like a winter, a whole bunch of snowflakes. You survived the season of the whatever of the stasis.
I was gonna say, I
There you
think
go.
It better be the coolest damn emblem I've ever seen in my entire life.
can we
Please call that emblem pain. That's
It
all.
better be moving. It better have graphics.
pain and suffering, and then like just expletive, just like ampersand, caret, %, $, just that's the name of the emblem. What is that? This is what was said during this time.
Season of the pain. I like it.
Season
Season of the pain.
So we do actually have a little clarification on the grenades. All classes get their grenades because I was wondering about that because I swore the hunter threw it first. Then we're like the Titan was the one with the wall grenade. Everybody gets all the grenades. You got the glacier grenade. That's the one where you actually make the wall, whether it be vertical that we saw in, I can never remember that damn map. It was a D1 map, now D2, or the one like the one in front of you where the hunter was hopping over it. Do you guys, I can't remember the names off the top of my head. It used to be Widow's Court, if it still is, but, see, this is why I'm not a PvP main.
Widow's Court. It was Widow's Court.
Yeah.
So
I was
it
like
is,
that.
yeah.
I'm trying to think of the other one now. But for that grenade itself, we know we actually get to create geometry. Now, the other thing they mentioned when these things they can freeze whatever's inside or nearby enemies. And when those things shatter piece by piece, they actually send out the stasis crystals that do an AoE burst of damage. How excited, if pretend you're using it and you're the one who gets to be broken and nobody else has it, how do you see this being useful if outside of the fact that you may hate it, but say you get to use it, where do you see this being the most beneficial, this grenade?
So, and this is going to kind of tie into everything that's coming. I think that outside of PvP, because I'm just going to leave PvP alone, PvE, I think it's going to be amazing because it's going to add a new level of like combinations that people can do to get to end goals for bosses and stuff. I think that's cool. It's kind of like Overwatch where you can pair your ultimates with other ultimates to get things to get kills. I think that's cool.
Yeah, I agree with that. I think it'd be cool in PvE. The first trailer that came out, I've always been a fan of like characters being vastly different. So like she used Overwatch as an example. Like I've never played Overwatch, but I know a little bit about some of the characters. Like I don't know, the uniqueness in like those characters and like League of Legends and that kind of stuff, I always thought was so cool. And obviously Destiny is a completely different game. But the small differences you had between a Titan, a Hunter, and a Warlock, I always thought were really interesting, and how, like you were talking about earlier, Cognito, like a Warlock can be really important to a team as a healer and as a support player. I think that's awesome. And I'm a little upset that they're giving everyone the same grenade and abilities now, because in the first trailer, the Warlock was the one using the wall. And I was like, that's cool. Like, I think that's really cool. If only the Warlock has it, right?
Right.
That person can be like a support player. They can block off lanes. They can do stuff like that. That would be really cool. But now it can be any of them. And I see that just being a little unnecessary. I do think it'll be cool in PvE, I guess, and it'll be cool in PvP if like one person is running it, but the problem is that multiple people are going to be running, everyone's going to be running Stasis. Yep. So that's going to be an issue.
So if there's one broken grenade, now you have 6 broken grenades.
Oh,
no,
yeah.
it's a good point. And she's nailed it, because I love what she said about the uniqueness. And I like when each class has specific identity. And I think this doesn't do that. It kind of gives everybody, like, now it kind of, like it took away the spice now that I know that all 3 have that. So I'm just like, So I don't know if this is the new direction, though, as far as like, with subclasses in the future. I'm a little concerned, because I do like, I think I mentioned it last word, which was like, I was hoping, hunters would get like some type of specific support ability from the class thing. So like, for example, you guys kind of do the role, right? But I was hoping like maybe with this, it would be some type of some type of support thing that helps the team, you know what I'm saying, kind of thing. Because I feel like obviously the Warlock with the Rift healing, the Titan barricade, I was just hoping that maybe Hunters would get something that would help the team in that regard, but it seems like they're going a different direction. So I do agree with you, Foxy. Like I'm just hoping that this is not the eventual pivot on how subclasses in the future are going to go.
Well, that's one grenade. There's 2 more. Don't worry.
Let's go.
The Cold Snap grenade. Upon impact with the ground or an enemy, this grenade unleashes a wave of stasis energy that races along the ground in the direction of closest nearby enemies, freezing them and then searching out the next nearby foe. You can freeze up to 3 enemies with a single Cold Snap grenade. So picture what I'm guessing, Arc Bolt, but now you're in stasis. I'm just getting this. If you guys are listening to this on audio, shout out to all the audio listeners, by the way. Thank you. That audience has been grown, so you guys are amazing. If you could see the subtle head shake of Foxy right now when I said those words, go find us on whatever YouTube channel you can find this on. Because as I finished that sentence, I was like, who's going to talk? Foxy's got to talk, because that little subtle head shake was just so sad. Please tell us about this one.
This is all I'm going to say, right? Trials, last round, 4 out of 4. Thermite, basically, stasis grenade on the ground, freezes your entire team. A top tree Dawn throws a fucking melting pot at your feet, and a Spectral Hunter wombos you. And if you manage to survive both of those, you get wrist rocketed by the top tree from 500 miles away. So that just does not sound fun to me. Like, I don't know if I'm the only one, but
you preach it. PvP sounds, it's gonna be spooky, y'all. It's gonna be spooky for a while. We're gonna have to hopefully we're proven wrong, but I agree. I just can't. Vixin, what do you think? Are you nervous?
Just keep us in your thoughts, dude. Just whenever the new content drops, just be like, yo, Vixin.
Think about you.
Just pour one out for him every night.
Pour it out for the homies.
Multiple.
I don't know. I mean, I want to be excited for new content, but like when you talk about situations like that for trials,
Spooky.
I'm excited.
I'm so excited.
That was funny. Yeah. It's gonna be like, again, these things awesome in PvE. I can see the combinations, the fun people are gonna have. But yeah, PvP competitive sweats with this kind of stuff is gonna be interesting. The only thing I can think of is the duration has to be extremely short. They have Yeah, they got it. They have to think this through because don't get me wrong, we love the creativity. We love, when Destiny does cool and unique things. But again, when you have a PvP side, we got to see. Look, I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt in the beginning, but after the honeymoon phase, and this stuff is still broken, like I really patched up. We can't go through a whole season of just having to deal with it. And like they're going to have to be very, agile if stuff is really breaking in the competitive space. That's my feeling.
Yeah.
Hopefully they can adapt quickly because just thinking about that. Yeah, it's like if you have Celestial Fire after 3 grenades are frozen on a control point, just bam, bam. Like if you get 2 people running, 2 people could wreck an entire like control point for a little while. And now with our wonderful new buddy, Traveler's Chosen, if you manage to like start getting some stacks in there and you get double of everything we just talked about on one person, that's just terrifying. But we have one more grenade because, you got to have 3. Everything comes in 3s. The Dusk Field Grenade creates a powerful stasis field that suck enemies into them when they're forming. Once an enemy is caught inside, they will be slowed, and if unable to make it out in time, frozen in place. Control points are gonna be real sticky. Control point.
I thought I left black holes in Fortnite, man.
Yeah, so black hole of frozenness, and then just that little, and you guys are great. The hunters with your little throwing shurikens, just go in here, bounce, 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 and there goes the whole team, or half of one at least.
That with Wither Horde, good God.
Oh,
Lord.
Lord. That's all you need, literally Wither Horde and that grenade. Just lock him in place and dot him to death. You guys are so excited about these new changes.
I know they can't wait to just dive into PvP.
I'm very excited for PvP. Help me.
Now, I did want to ask you guys actually as well. When it comes to stuff like scrims and things like that, will you guys potentially go as deep as saying certain fragments and certain aspects are or are not allowed? Because that part of the customization has potential to be cool. I'm actually kind of curious how deep they go with that. But also, will you guys go as deep as saying this specific fragment or thing can't be used, or are you guys more just like, hey, this one subclass is kind of off the table right now?
I know for the Scrim Queens
should have said a name,
rules,
sorry.
No, you're good. For the Scrim Queens rules, we tried to do a lot of testing and do stuff in detail like that because we wanted to allow as much as physically possible without it being annoying or broken. So I plan on doing the same thing for this. I'd like to test it out because I don't want to take people's customization away, especially since it's going to be a whole new look as far as what you can do with fragments and things like that. I think that's really cool. So I'd like to not just have to ban an entire subclass. I'm not sure what, I know like Face It is a big organization that has a pretty widely used set of rules. Same with like D2 Esports and Thieves In rules, stuff like that. I'm not sure how they're going to approach it. I think they're a little bit more on the cautious side though, understandably, especially because they run tourneys for money and things like that. So it's almost like better cautious than not, because if you allow something that's completely broken and someone wins $1,000 off of it, then that's a little bit harder to justify. Then, we didn't have a week to go and test the details and the minutia of all this stuff. I would like to test it though, like pretty much in detail. As soon as it comes out, we'll probably be doing that in pickups to see exactly how busted what is going to be what type thing. So
now I will definitely say, as hunters, I think everybody is most terrified of you guys though in Stasis. Us Titans and the Warlocks over here, when you can dodge and slow people down, and then if you throw Gemini Jester and take away their radar at the same time, I'm a blind, slow-moving duck. Like, I am so screwed in that situation.
Yes.
That was one of the quickest things I saw when the Hunter stuff came out, is that slowing dodge ability. I mean, the Warlocks get to freeze with their Rift with like one little, but you guys just like, oh, hey, shoom. Oh, crap, now I'm an Icicle. Like, that's trouble. So do you see that as being a very powerful tool that you like, I don't care what the other aspects are, that one's going to be living on mine? Is that one that you guys see having a lot of use for? Or do you guys, I guess it depends on if you ape or not too. Vixen's going to be like, I'm doing something else because I'm too far away. But
I have this weird sense of pride about not using broken stuff. I don't know. I feel like if I use the broken stuff, I'm not going to get better. And so I put myself through pain. And I mean, I do have nights where I call it daddy mode, where I throw on the 600 RPM and chill. But I don't know. It's
with you, Vix.
I don't know. I know I'm gonna get to a breaking point where I'm like, I'm just gonna put on the broken stuff. But I feel like I'm gonna try and stay away from things like that, like Gemini Jesters and that together just sounds awful.
If you like a shotgun, that's just that's just terrifying. That's just you slow them down. They don't know where to look, and you're just like, let me line up my shotgun on their nose. Gotcha.
Yeah.
You won't even need that long, but still. That if you get into a group and if you can go invisible on top, well, I guess you can't combine both of those, thank God. But if you had like somebody throw an invisible smoke, you could run in on another team. Like you have one hunter. Oh man, yeah, you can just start compounding the stuff.
Luna just said with my setup currently, I get my dodge every engagement. Like if I am in an engagement and I kind of readjust, I have my dodge again. So you just constantly have that if it's still set up like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's gonna be fun.
They're gonna have their work cut out for them on balance. Let's just say. Shout out to the sandbox.
All I can say, those Titan Sentinel bubbles are gonna be a whole new level of like, please protect me. I mean, that's gonna be like your one safe space is like you're gonna almost have to play defense against, because while these kind of have a prime and detonation with the freezing and the shattering, which is a whole different discussion where you can just be blown away with a body shot by being frozen. That is the big thing about Stasis, is it's not so much about offensive. It's just like, it's control of your environment. So you're going to you can't just, throw a fire at it. If it can't move, if you can't move, you got to find a different way to play. So I'll just kind of be curious to see as more and more people like build counters to Stasis, if it's not to the point of being like, yeah, just go play Stasis. Otherwise you're stupid. You're just shooting yourself in the foot. If there are counters for this that really start coming out and it like completely shifts the meta away, that's kind of some of what I'm like crossing my fingers and hoping for a little bit. A lot of it feels like it's going to be broken, but if there are cool counters that like, hey, I've got this wall I can shoot through now, or the Titan bubble because I got to lock down this point, I'll be curious to see like if things shift that way. That's kind of
that's a good point. Yeah, they have to come up. They have to prove to us that there are counters to this style of play, because, then it becomes a little bit more fair. Like, okay, there's some things we can do. But if we feel helpless and you can only counter with these type of abilities, then yeah, it's going to get, I'm kind of with Vixin, where it's like, I don't like having to resort to, the super sweaty meta stuff that everyone else is using. I always feel Destiny's best when there are multiple options, when there are multiple things that can work and you can be successful with. As opposed to, all right, everyone throw in a stasis and freeze the world. Like, hey, calm down. Like, that's just me. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see. Again, I'm willing, in fairness, because we haven't touched it. We see it. We are concerned, all of us, but I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. But like I said, after the honeymoon phase is over, we have now determined things that are really OP. I really would like them to be a little aggressive with controlling some of that stuff, especially.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I kind of feel the pain too for Titans, because I always say, like, when people ask me why I main, I'm honestly like a Titan and a Hunter main, because I play them pretty much the same amount. And I play Warlock a decent amount too, but a little less than the other two. But like, I feel people who are just Titan mains pain right now, because every time I jump on a Titan, I'm just like, the mobility is so lacking. And now if you're getting frozen on top of that, and every other subclass every other class has a dodge except for you, like, I might play Titan in pubs, but I'm going to avoid it in every other situation because it's just pain. Like, being that slow is painful right now.
I'll just be walking around with my concrete shoes on. It's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, Stasis is definitely going to change some stuff up. We did actually get some other little bit of positivity. They actually did mention, like, we know the directors are consolidating down, But one high note, actually, they said they're also looking to add adept weapons for strikes in a future season. And that was probably the highest point. We know Gambit's being consolidated. I'll be curious how that feels if they can ever find the sweet spot for that. If exotics are in there, it's still probably going to be broken if you can use like xenophage and stuff. But adept weapons from strikes actually has me intrigued. I don't know what that's going to entail, what is going to come from those. But the fact that that's actually on the table is the first time we've seen that. I was curious if that piqued your interest, how you guys think that would work. Is it just going to be like part of the legendary pool, or the strike specific loot? Because some of the strikes are gone now. Curious to you guys' thoughts on that one.
I think that's kind of exciting too. I thought that was cool. So like you asked earlier for like the PvP PvE ratio, I'm probably closer to like 70-30, maybe that aspect. I enjoy PvE. I enjoy raiding and stuff like that. I've done all the raids with my clanmates. I find that kind of stuff intriguing. The dungeons I thought were super cool. Nice. So to hear that maybe strikes are getting that like a little edge, I thought was kind of nice. Because I grind those too for, materials and all that kind of stuff. Like that would be my chosen activity to grind for mats at this point in time. So I do like enjoy when they give PvE stuff also. I think that would be cool if they could I think it'd be cool if they could do like themed type stuff too. Like if they dropped an adept weapon like for Savathûn, I know immediately like I would go after that because that's my favorite aesthetic from Destiny is like that dark hive type vibe.
Hey, so let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
Gog? Any strikes that you think, as you said, might hit your wheelhouse for aesthetics or thematically that you'd like to be like, I want to go grind out Followed Lair for whatever?
I mean, there's so many. I mean, the thing is, I like the idea of it. I like the idea of having it. But the key is going to be what, though? Like, I kind of want them to push the envelope a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to be super safe. And sometimes they have a tendency to be super safe with it. Like, what's going to be the adept perk and stuff.
You have two perks instead of one is not going to blow my skirt up.
It's not. Listen, Destiny's always fun, when they push limits a little bit. So I'm hoping, I feel like since they went from Pinnacle to Ritual weapons, it's gotten safe.
Well, right? And then Ritual's going to Pursuit. So it feels like it's going safer. So I'm with you.
And like I said, so in a perfect world, I would like, strike-specific loot in conjunction with this, little adept thing. And then I'll be excited. But I got cautious optimism. I like that they're thinking about this and that there's something's going to happen, but I'm not necessarily sold I'm going to be really liking it yet. I hope to be proven wrong and this stuff really is exciting and it's really, wow, like this is cool, this adept, such and such, but I'm kind of like, I got to see first. After seeing that armor, you didn't got to make me question everything. That's where I'm at.
Gotta be excited about it before you jump on the train.
Yeah. What about you, Vix? Damn. Side eye. She here it comes.
I don't know, dude. I mean, I'm excited. I feel like I sound like a Debbie Downer all the time. I'm excited for new content. Like, it's great. Like, I'm glad that we're getting new stuff, but I'm such a PvP main that I don't want to go play hours of PvE for things. That's just not my thing.
And would you go, granted, anti-cheat's a big part of this equation. The Trials Adept weapons, if those come, like, those will potentially be coming with Beyond Light. That's at least in your wheelhouse. So if those are, say, on par with the strikes, would that seem like kind of a fair balance for you?
Yeah. Okay. I mean, yeah.
You seem very sure about your answer.
You seem very, very, very enthused about this.
I just recently started playing Trials again.
Yeah.
Okay. My happy world would be skirmish 24/7 and grinding something for that, but this is the world that we're in now, and I don't know. I feel like it. Yeah.
Let me ask you this: what about? I know how you feel about PvE, but what if you find out that one of these adept or pursuit weapons are really beast
See, I was
PvP.
just about to say something about how Mindbenders, you had to grind PvE forever to get it, and nope.
So what you do? You're like, I'm not doing it.
No, I never got a Mindbenders. Wait. I do have one, but I don't know how I got it. I didn't
Well, if you got your Traveler's Chosen recently, you got one, but I don't know if you've had it for longer than that.
I've had it for longer than that.
Okay. Yeah, they
I
handed
did
it
recently do the Traveler's Chosen thing just to say that I did it, and I don't know. It's like it's like a slow hair pull. It's just to me, I just don't enjoy it. I don't know what it is. Like D2's PvE is just so it's repetitive, I think is what it is.
Fair enough.
I mean, you're not completely wrong, because I mean, as we went down memory lane for all of the Traveler's Chosen stuff, first it was like, hey, do a weekly bounty. Go to these planets we've had for years and go shoot stuff. Yeah. Okay, go into the Lost Sector, go into this Lost Sector, go do this strike, go do this strike, and here's your gun. So it's like, it was kind of, it was a trip down memory lane for the stuff that was leaving, so I kind of understood why they put those objectives with the Traveler's Chosen quest, which the gun itself is actually not bad. I've seen people have some pretty crazy builds, especially for like quick supers and double grenades and things of that nature for both PvP and PvE. I'm sure it's got some use, but I don't know. It's like, it feels, when you were talking about the Thorn quest that you went through and you had to get the void kills in PvP. And I remember I was just like, my void weapon choice in D1, when that was a thing, my void weapon choices were awful. I had like a void trash shotgun and maybe a hand cannon. I was terrible with hand cannons on top of it. So like, for me to get Thorn was a bit of a pain.
Yeah.
But I also knew it was one thing that I really wanted to get, so I did it. Now, granted, was it more fun, less fun than the same old stuff? I guess that's a debate. And I guess this brings us back to, is like, we've been doing some of the same stuff for 6 years, so some of it is getting a little long in the tooth. So I mean, we're sunsetting without too much reissuing, but you know, as they'd use the Destiny content vault, this, I don't know, the fall is going to be a big tell of, I think, what potentially in the next 3 years could be like. So the cautiousness I think a lot of us have right now, is we're seeing some of these things. A lot of us, I feel like, are hoping they're like filler to get to what hopefully is a better place in the future. Because if it's more and more of these types of things, that's kind of worrisome.
Valid. Very valid. We got to see. It's kind of like a wait and see thing. Got to see how this thing is going to play out. You know, again, I just don't want it to be so subclass focused and the content is not rich. So, just like I said, that's just my main concern. They've got to nail this thing as a complete package, and you know, just waiting to see. Give them the benefit of doubt until I see otherwise.
Yeah, I'm a little worried about those adept weapons and the strikes being really good in PvP. I kind of wish they would make, I mean, they have to know what roles on certain weapons are going to be loved by PvP players and what aren't at this point. Like, they had to know when they released Spare and Mindbenders with those roles and those options that those were going to be loved in PvP.
Yes.
So it's a little frustrating to me that I had to go and grind Reckoning, which no one who even loves PvE wants to do.
Actually.
And I had to I did over 200 hollowed layers for my Mindbenders, and I still didn't get a god roll. And then I had to go do Menagerie for Beloved. Like, that kind of stuff is just really frustrating. And while the Menagerie grind was a little more like customizable and easier, which was great, I really wish they would either just PvP weapons earned in PvP and PvE weapons earned in PvE, or require both for everything. Like, or give an option for both for everything. Like, I wish they would do that instead of like, go do 1,200 strikes to get this god-rolled sniper for PvP. And I'm just kind of like, okay, I guess. So, I mean, like, I don't want to, but sure.
I don't know. How long did it take to do the Solstice gear with all the PvE? It was like a 3-hour task, maybe? I don't know. Just do that, but PvP.
Yes.
Yeah.
Kind of like what E suggested with the armor and having, you know, kills and certain things or a subclass, and you know, they could get creative with it and make goals within the PvP. I completely agree.
Would be nice at least to get some variety in there. But yeah, it's like, I mean, as you're saying, if you have too many options, like a lot of people, as the game leans heavy PvE, is going to make the PvP community smaller. it is part of the game. And unless they just want to completely take it out or make it separate, they still need to make sure that's one of their pillars. Like, Gambit was like an attempted pillar of like strikes, Gambit, Crucible. Gambit is getting some rework, and Gambit's even getting like, hey, these two modes that we tried with Reckoning, we're taking Reckoning out. These two are coming together. We're changing up the blockers and the timing and the invaders.
Yeah.
I haven't seen that much rework to anything in Crucible, I think, since Destiny 2 started.
Yeah.
I mean, the fact that like, hey, here's control. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, now,
Yes.
granted, I mean, regular just team deathmatch is going to be team deathmatch or clash, whatever you want to call it. That's still going to be what that is, but we haven't had Rift. We haven't had that many new modes. We haven't had a whole lot of variation. And I know PvP is still going to be that, it's going to be an arena shooter type thing,
Right.
but the fact that Gambit's even getting that much rework in Crucible is one of those where you're like, where does Crucible really lie? Because
Where's it lie?
what you're with the cards you're showing us are Crucible's like the redheaded stepchild in the corner.
Dude, I was about to say, I feel like the child that my mom forgot me at the grocery store. Like,
Preach,
Yeah.
preach. We're neglected. We're absolutely neglected. And shout out to Prescott. He's asking a question. He didn't play D1 for long. Was there better PvP loot ecosystem where PvP people could just stay there and get what they want? I agree. I think there was, because I remember Iron Banner specifically. Like, in D1, I would get excited to know what the Iron Banner weapon of the week. I remember things like Nerwin's Mercy and Clever Drag, and these were these really outstanding weapons that made me jump into PvP to grind for and get better rolls for. And when you look at Iron Banner in D2, and it's just like, okay, we're going for this again. Like, it's the same weapon, the same, like there's no change. Like, they bring Iron Banner back, but it's grind the same two weapons again. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's what, so literally it's just become a pinnacle activity for light, as opposed to actually getting weapons in the Crucible that are new and exciting. Like, they just completely have abandoned that. And that, I even remember, if you remember with D1 with Iron Banner, there used to be like armor specific perks that would like help you with the control point faster or something like that.
I remember that. Yeah, that's actually been there's so many
stuff?
Perks that are Iron Banner title win. That too.
Facts, Teddy. Yep. Iron Banner. Like Vixin said it, we are the neglected pillar. Like it's just, we are forgotten. We'll get to it when we get to it. And I get it. PvE probably the metrics shift that way, but you have this mode that you've even had a foundation in D1 of things that you've done that were successful, yet they choose not to implement them. I'm just like, I don't get it. It really frustrates me. And I just want PvP to have that same attention and fairness looked at the same way PvE is. And then I'd leave them alone. But I would still be talking to you, bunch. You're not going to hit end of this.
Slap in the face that kind of like made me stop getting so angry about it was the Lord of Wolf's emblem thing. Like, it was broken for so long, and they slapped an emblem on it. You could have made the gun inactive. You could have done anything, but you said, have fun.
Ha ha. Remember Prometheus Lens was the same thing.
Yeah.
Ha ha, you got your
was
face
one
melted.
weekend at least.
Ha,
that was
ha.
quicker.
Yeah, it's just, why do the sandbox updates take so long?
It feels like they do it on purpose sometimes. It genuinely feels on purpose. It's like the community they can't stand, so they put you through BS to keep coming back for more.
Yeah. No, it's absolutely true. You know, you just want them to bring that attention. And like I said, I don't know, again, resource or whatever, but it's still got to change. It's just not in a good place at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I had honestly totally forgotten about the Iron Banner perks. I mean, they're going away with the Gambit perk sets. Like, so these things that have been, I mean, teasing Teddy, like, shout out to a previous guest, that gentleman. Hope you're doing well. He said, think about this for a second. We're entering year 4 of Destiny 2. We've surpassed Destiny 1 in terms of time and support. Think about how many quality of life things from D1 still aren't in D2 and aren't even coming with the next like full expansion DLC. Like that's, I know they made a big shift for like D1 year 1. We had like, everybody calls it the casualization. We had the 2 primaries, all that stuff. Forsaken was cool. We got random rolls back and moved around the slots and those things. But as you're saying, like, Iron Banner. It's been the same 2 weapons for an entire set of. I feel like it's going to be a 6-month season because it almost was, and it's the same 2 weapons plus the amount of things that we got, like, and as you said, a new weapon or 2 every week that we got to go for, and then the last Iron Banner of the season was, hey, now you can go for all the ones in case you missed it.
Yep.
That was why you played throughout the season to be like, oh, this Iron Banner, I get like chances at this one, as opposed to your weapon loot pool of like 30 weapons at your basic vendors and stuff like that, the Crucible vendors and everything of that nature. So it's, I don't know, they set a decent bar by the end of D1, and like D2 has some things that have done right, but there's all these little pieces, and we're talking about Crucible for, well, it's about 2 hours now, but I feel like the things that but that's a good thing. That's why you guys are here. So I was hoping this would be this way. But when we talk about Crucible for 2 hours, it doesn't feel like the shifts that you guys want in Crucible are major. It's not like, hey, I want like armor stats to be like stupid RPG stuff that I want, PvE and all these. You guys want like just a little bit more focus. Like give me 10% more from all of this other stuff that you do, as opposed to build me a new planet. You guys are just like, hey, can we tweak these modes and balancing? And I know sandbox balancing isn't like the easiest thing because they're trying to balance an entire crazy game. But like, I feel like you guys are not asking. We're not asking for craziness. Yeah, they're not asking for that much, and they're like, can I just get like just a little?
Yeah, I don't. Maybe I just don't understand video game development, but like the blocking out the gun, the Lord of Wolves. I don't understand why that was so difficult or impossible, because it was unbearable at some points. And
but they quick to do it in PvE if it helps somebody gets to a quest quick, or so they quick to block something out in PvE.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh, PvP, but PvE, oh, that's gonna help you get the nightfall or whatever. Block. That's gonna help you do this quicker and give you some game. Block. Oh, they're on the ball when it's PvE.
I did think it was funny. What was it that came out and they made that joke video? I was like, glad or somebody made the joke video that this is so broken it happens in 0.1 seconds, and they were like, oh, they're gonna nerf it.
Yep.
They didn't touch it in PvP.
Oh, it came.
Yeah, it came fast too.
Oh yeah. Yep. Last point I'll make is just as a lover of PvP, one of the things that always excites me is sandbox updates. When you get that whole list and you're like, okay, what guns got buff? Okay, cool. Maybe I could try 140s now, or you know what I'm saying? Like you just get excited, and I because it only happens at the beginning of the season. I remember it again in D1, hate to lament again, but when they used to happen, how excited it was to dust off a gun that really wasn't effective anymore because they gave it a little love, or they reworked it, or they tweaked it, whether a whole archetype of a weapon. You know what I'm saying? Like I miss that. That really is exciting to me. You know what I'm saying? When you're playing PvP, and I just wish the cadence was faster, because again, there's tons of stuff that we want to use. You know what I mean? That need love, that's just neglected. You know, so that to me is when PvP was in a really, really good place.
Mm-hmm.
Well, speaking of, I wanted to ask you guys about this as well. The 110s potentially getting a look at. They said the sandbox like discussion is potentially coming next month, I think he said, but he's like, I've heard whispers from our sandbox folk on upcoming changes to 110 hand cannons. I don't know if you guys are excited about that, care, or what you think, you know, what do 110 hand cannons need to be viable? Because both of you mentioned like hand cannons that you like using, whether it be Lumina or Thorn or other ones like Rose. Where do 110s fall for you guys? Do you even use them, or do you feel like, what do they need?
I don't touch 110s. And I don't even touch 140s anymore, because there are so many just issues with them. Like 110s are just not viable when you're fighting someone with a 150. They're just not. And they're not viable against an auto rifle. They're not viable against a pulse rifle. They're not viable against a scout even. Like I feel like 110s are in the same spot as scouts right now. Like they're both just as neglected in terms of not being viable in the fight. And I'm excited-ish about the change, because I hope it makes them look at 140s, because I'd really like them to reverse the changes on 140s. Because the damage drop-off right now is just ridiculous on 140s. Like, why am I going to use a 140 when I can do the same damage to you and consistently 3-tap you with a 150? It doesn't... I get, like, small rant, but I get very confused on the math, like, the numbers of it, because I do 68s with a 150, at 3 times to the face and they die. I do 70s with a 140 3 times to the face and they don't always die. And I'm just kind of like, why is it like that? I don't understand. There's so many inconsistencies with them. And once again, it's just like, why would you use anything else than if you're going to use a hand cannon, you're using a 150 at this point. They might as well just delete all the other archetypes.
They completely neglected the other classes, the other RPMs. Like, they're just not viable, and they've got to do that. They've got the data, right? We know the percentage of usage of 150s, right? We all talking Thorn, Lumina, all this stuff. Clearly, there's like 3 other archetypes that are not getting any love. So maybe it's time. Maybe it's time, Bungie. You know what I'm saying? Just to say, hey, maybe we get, up the little, the time to kill. I mean, lower the time to kill and stuff like that. Vixin, what you think?
I can't think of what I'm struggling. What is Nation of Beasts?
Ooh, good question.
What is it, a 180? Because I can't. I think it's a 180 because I can't stand it. I'm terrible with it, actually.
Yeah, I forgot about
Never mind. Never mind.
I'm bad with 180s. That's why I think I know that one. So it's like
only 180 I like is
something about 180s and me just don't get along. So
Never mind. I was gonna say something about Nation of Beasts, but it's pointless now.
Oh, okay.
Wait, Nation or Nature of the? What's the
Nature
one they
Beast.
just brought back for
The
this season?
Nation of the
Is
Beast
that the
is the
raid
one
one?
that hits like a truck. It's
That might be
slow
the
and-
raid one. Okay. Nation is
Nation
140.
is 140.
Nature is 180.
Nature's 180.
Yeah, at least those aren't like close names or anything. Sorry, everybody.
Nature is the Crucible skin looking one?
Yeah, the blue and red one. That's
Blue and red one, right. And the other one is a
Nation's
raid, Last Wish.
Yep, Last Wish raid.
Okay,
I feel like
got
I
it.
need to Google this just to be. Yeah, it's the Nation of the Beast that I'm talking about.
Okay.
Got you.
Is
Okay,
it,
that's
yeah,
140.
140,
Technically
150, 140. Yeah.
Yeah.
What about?
I don't know. I want to see that shine. That's my only point of view. It hits like a truck, and I feel like it would just be better if they focused other things.
Well, yeah, like you have 140s, you have 150s, 180s, and 110s. And I forget who, Cool Guy or somebody's like, and what's the difference? The range on all of them are like 4 meters maybe. So when you get around to, getting a time to kill, it's like the sweet spot. Anything that's not in, that proper time to kill, if it's too slow, there's no point. So I'm very curious what they do for 110s to make them viable. Because if it's, 2 body and 1 head, but it still fires as slowly versus 3 headshots, the skilled people like you guys are still going to hit the 3 headshots and it's still going to be over. And that 110 is just going to not be fast enough. So I'm very curious to see, do they take the 110s and just turn them into 140s or what? I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do, but 110s I know need some love. Scout rifles desperately need some love.
Bad. And I'm hoping with the adorned that maybe snipers in PvE get some love.
Oh, the cops aren't even happy about that one. Police are in there. That's okay. This man lives by I swear, a police station and a firehouse. So I don't know how you ever get sleep. So good job, but
That's a fact.
Chicago.
It's that's what it is. Oh, man.
Well, I mean, I know we kind of covered the changes with Stasis, which you guys are so excited about. We'll have to check in just with a tweet when, 2 weeks later, I just want to send a tweet to you guys and you just need to reply with an emoji for your reaction to how Stasis has been. That's all we need there. It's going to be pretty short and sweet.
There will probably be way more than emojis on my Twitter.
Just make sure you don't have small children in the room when you click on my stream.
That's fine. It's my wife and 2 dogs, so no children here. So we are
All right,
fine.
you're good.
My dogs. I don't think my dogs can read, or they're old enough at least if they could. So
Ooh, evasive Timorous Lash. I remember that. Yeah. Remember there was a cursed something? First curse. Remember first curse?
the other hand cannon from Ace. Yeah.
That's an exotic that I remember. Listen, I mean, the only one I actually had a little success was with the Duke. The Duke in PvE I thought was decent, but yeah, I've never 110s notoriously have been bad in Destiny
You cannot.
history.
You may be slower, but you definitely cannot miss.
Yeah, they hit like a truck, but they slow.
Yeah.
Slow.
It's like I always look at my Duke and I'm like, oh, these look like great rolls. And I go in there, I'm like, in theory, even in a good person's hands, these could be good, but nah.
Rapid hit is the only thing I remember saving Duke. When I had like a rapid hit, either Rampage and it was really good. But yeah, I'm curious though. I do like the fact. I know we've been ragging on them this whole cast, but I do like the fact that they mentioned 110s, that they're looking at it. You know what I'm saying? I just want to see more of that. You just lower unused archetypes, and then hopefully scouts. Come on now, scouts, please. Pulses are acting like scouts. Come on, like we got to get scouts some love. I got some great scout roles just chilling, and it's like I got the beautiful Night Watch just chilling. Like, I got these great things, man. I can't even use them. It's just like, come on, scouts. I like scouts. Shout out to the scouts. Shout out to Talaylock, the good ones.
Oh well, that was
Hung Jury. Pour out something for those good scouts.
Jury. Don't even get me started.
Remember those?
Hung Jury was good, but like class specific weapons, those were cool.
Yeah, Teaser Teddy buff scouts will be right. Yo, facts, man. Scouts, man. Love some scouts, bro. For real.
And before we're in another Mida and sidearm meta.
Oh yeah. Well, Mida could be quiet. Mida has many dominant runs. I don't want to hear anything from Mida. Mida, you good. It's just the other scouts. We need some love. Shout out to Jade Rabbit. Shout out to, what was the other one? One last one.
Jade Rabbit, momentum control. Ping, ping, ping,
momentum
ping,
control.
ping, ping,
ping. Yeah. What was that one with the body shot one that was from D1? Damn, it was a good scout.
Jade Rabbit. It was body, no. And then it boosts the head.
Oh, yeah. You're right. But there was another one that had these, damn, chat. Y'all know it was a D1 exotic scout. It had like armor properties or something when you hit somebody. Balerium something. Chat, save me. Y'all know what I'm talking. Balloonian, something with a B. Something weird with a weird name.
Stuff. I think I know what you're talking about. At least I can picture the
D1 Lord.
Art in my head. So we'll get to it in a minute. But
Balloon Gemini. Yes.
Oh man, I don't think I used that thing.
Me, Luna.
I don't think I used that for more than like a couple matches or anything. It never had much love either. So.
Man, I miss scouts.
Scouts are in a weird place because like it might. I mean, I lived on Go Figure for like I swear a year and a half, but I love my Go Figure. But as a Pulse, there was not much of a point for me to use a scout because, again, it's like the way the maps are built. All the maps are built for specific ranges. So like they would need to build a bigger map for scouts, or they have the smaller ones, kind of like Asylum. But for scouts to actually have a place too, you need space to work.
Say, the one map that it actually, like, scouts shined every single time. It used to be my favorite map when I was a Go Figure main was Equinox. If someone had a Jade on that map, you were done for.
Trolling.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Trolling.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was like, we don't want to go too long and keep these ladies because they got sleep and tournaments and other things to get ready for. But man, this has been a blast, guys. Thank you very much for coming in. I feel like we could talk and rag on so many things. Don't even get me started on super good advice. That's a whole different discussion. That's something there. Really, Outsanity. He's been
Outsanity. Wow, Teddy, you missed the pizza question. We did the pizza question.
Pizza question. Everybody is good with pineapple on pizza, by the way. Just to summarize.
Even
me, yeah. I've actually had pepperoni and pineapple. It was kind of that sweet and spicy. It was a fun combo I did once.
Bacon and pineapple.
Bacon and pineapple, I can see that.
Bacon pineapple is my favorite.
Let's go.
My
Let's go,
go-to used to be chicken, pineapple, and jalapenos.
Okay.
There's like
that sounds good too.
That sounds like a dish, not a pizza. It's like, is that dinner or what's happening right now? So.
Jack said, I can't be here anymore.
Teddy's like, you're all wrong. It doesn't belong on pizza. Hey, the podcast came together on this one. We can disagree all we want, whether the Titan is like, walking on concrete shoes or the floof is like choking to death, but we came together on the pineapple, so.
Came together on pineapple. You need some Hawaiian in your life, Teddy. You need some Hawaiian.
Yeah. All right.
Step up your palate game.
While I go do what...
Yeah, you got work to do, sir.
You guys had to embarrass me in front of the ladies
you got
here.
Work
of course
to do.
You did, but... While I go do that, I'm going to let you guys tell, in whichever order you want to go in, you guys have to figure this one out for once. Tell them everything you got coming up, whether to find you in a tournament or to find you on Twitch, what to look for. If they're interested in Scrim Queens, tell them like what you guys look for. The ladies, just, if there's things that they need to do to kind of, jump in there with you. If there's things that you guys look for, the floor is yours. Basically, I have to go knock out something. So I'll be
knock out that fitness, sir. Knock out that fitness. Don't worry, ladies are cool. So let's start with Foxy. So where can they find you? Scrim Queens, all that good stuff for the community.
I was actually gonna ask if I could use the bathroom real quick because
Oh,
I
no, go
drank
for it.
an
No,
entire
you go,
hydro
you
flask
go,
and I'm about to
you go.
explode.
This is the fitness break section. But we can,
okay. I'll be right back.
we can
I'm
leave
so
it with Vixin,
sorry.
though. As my man's working out the great form right there. But Vixin, you can continue. Where can they find you? What you got going on? What's the good stuff?
All right, so I am Vixin, Vixin. I stream every single day PvP on Twitch, and I currently just put in my partnership application. So,
Salute. That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah, you can find me there for that wonderful positive content. I promise I don't rage all the time, but I'm just grinding.
I don't know what was said while I was gone, but yeah, I believe you on the not rage. You're usually pretty good, but you have your moments.
She's chill. She's chill.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. That's
But
cool.
yeah,
That's cool.
we're grinding for partner, and just Scrim Queens is basically what we've got going on right now. Since she's in the bathroom, I'll do the Scrim Queens portion.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you are a female or female identifying, Scrim Queens GG on Twitter will take you to the Discord. And we do ladies' nights. We're kind of trying to switch it up to find more EU friendly hours.
Nice.
But for right now, it's Wednesdays. Get in the Discord. Let us know that you want to roll. Get into the RSVP. And anything you need, Fox's DMs, my DMs, open, and we're pretty active on responding to stuff. And I just want to reiterate that it is an educational, introductory environment. It doesn't matter your skill. It's there for you.
Love what you two are doing. You know, creating that haven, that safe space. Again, I love the competitive nature. I think that is so cool. Girls going hard right now. I'm respecting it. You know, and I caught a couple of streams. I just really think it's pretty cool what both of you are doing for the community, and just kind of empowering, you know, female gamers to say, look, let's create this space, you know, and helping each other and getting better. And I love the different skill levels. Everyone's welcome. We're not like, oh, we just, you know, what's your KD? You know, it's not one of those situations where we you know, VIP in and velvet roping who can come in. You know what I'm saying? So I love that aspect. But yeah, really, really cool. And Fox, where can the fine people find you? What you got going on?
So I stream at Foxytocinn with 2 N's. That's all my social medias. And other than that, I'm pretty much in Scrim Queens, which I don't know if Vixin dropped the socials for that, so I don't want to be repetitive. Okay. But yeah, so I just do pickups there a lot. I do have a tourney tomorrow, which I'm not going to be streaming, but my fiance in chat is my teammate, Lunarology.
Nice.
He is going to be streaming the tourney, and then I'm going to tourney next weekend too. It's a 1K qualifier, so we'll see how that goes.
Nice.
But yeah, other than that, I'm just excited for Scrim Queens mostly, honestly. We have a lot of big announcements coming out.
We've got some big stuff coming up. I didn't say that, but yeah.
Any exclusive
we got
announcements?
things,
any exclusives you want to drop right now? Just for
things bubbling?
You're going to want to keep your eye on it.
Yes.
Oh, that follow is there. I'll be waiting to see. So.
Fair enough.
That's awesome though. Like,
so yeah, we're just working on getting our ladies literally every single opportunity we can get our hands on for them to play and improve. So that's what the majority of our announcements will be about.
Do it. Really awesome. Community needs more of it. It's great to see. Women coming together and in Destiny. And PvP, I'm loving the PvP. When he told me, I was like, yes, they're talking my language.
It was like 2 hours
Let's
of PvP.
go.
He's like, dude, you don't even need to be here. I'll take care of this.
Exactly. I don't get this. You know what I'm saying? So this is like, you know, oh man, this is great. It's a great day. I can talk PvP all day. I love it. Salute to y'all.
Yeah,
that was cool.
Well, shout out to both of you and everybody in your community for doing what you do to try and make a welcoming, educational, because there's some people that are like, hey, I want to learn, but I don't know how. And the fact that you guys also work with the education, the teaching, the guidance of how to get better, and not just like, hey, we do these sweats and that's all we do. I'm not that good. This is not the place for me. It's like, no, you guys are trying to truly bring everybody up, you know. Mm-hmm. What is the rising tide raises all boats or whatever that bad phrase that I probably screwed up is. That's just really cool. I mean, when it comes to, you see things on Twitter go crazy. You see some of the things in this like the world right now not being great, to have a positive beacon like you guys out there for so much of this community that needed a space like you guys have provided
Big time.
has been awesome to see, and only amazing things for you guys in the future. I hope to see you guys absolutely explode to do bigger and better things than you're even doing now.
Thank
Trying
you.
to see if I can get you guys to cry. No, I'm
thank
just kidding. No, I was watching you guys on the filler, and man, there was so much love going around that podcast. I was like, I can't top that one, so we're just gonna let you guys talk.
No, any platform we get to talk about Scrum Queens, honestly, we're super grateful for it. So I appreciate you guys too. Thank you for giving us the opportunity to come in and share our stories and Scrim Queen stories and just chat PvP for a little bit. It's been fun.
Love it.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, well, shout out to chat specifically as well. I mean, you guys have been chatting. It's been amazing, but the community you brought with you tonight has been awesome. So thank you all for being out here. Luna, definitely. Yeah, sorry, she's probably going to beat you a lot, but, we'll see how it goes. And then Vixin, do not cross this woman, and especially do not wager anything, because she's going to mop the floor with you. So, so that's all I think we've got. But Cognito, I know we can wrap this thing up, and then we are going to go raid another awesome lady of this group we got. We're going to go send all of you guys over to Heather Lovely. So... So we're going to send all of you guys over there to another Scrim Queen. So hang tight as we wrap this thing up, and we'll send over and see if we can blow her chat up. So, Cognito, what you got?
You already know Lord Cognito on Twitter and Iron Lord Podcast on YouTube and Twitch. Every Sunday is the Lord's Day. Big Sunday going on. We got a lot of Xbox Series S news, stuff going on in the gaming console space. So check us out. We will have 2 guests as well. We will have Colt Eastwood and Rand Al Thor.
Oh man,
So
there you go.
come check that. We got some heavy hitters. We're going to be talking to some state of Xbox and all type of fun stuff and other consoles and PlayStation 5 on route. Again, absolute pleasure for the Scrim Queens to come through the campfire. This was awesome. And of course, like I said, to talk PvP with Foxy and Vixin was super, super dope. I could do this for hours. Love this kind of stuff. So salute to y'all. I love what you guys are doing in the community. And this was a pleasure. Thank you for E for introducing me. He educates me on these things. So salute to E, man. He's done a great job of putting this kind of stuff together. So that's what I got. And E, what you got going on, sir?
You guys know where to find me. It's Ebontis. If you find Ebontis and the Cheetah, whether it's Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, you found me. You know me. Whether it's this or Avengers or who knows what I'm going to be playing in September. Could be a lot of anything. I'm not probably going to be in the scrims and the tournaments, so probably going to be on the PvE side. If I think about that, I'm going to need some tutelage from these 2 ladies before I ever dabble into that, so that will come down the road. But might be like, about those trials wins, can I, you got any backpack space over there possibly? There, Foxy?
Scrim Queens is open to LFGing on the...
There you go. See? Yeah,
Okay. I didn't know.
They are welcoming. It's just they have certain days. But they're just an awesome welcoming community. So again, the 2 of you and everybody part of Scrim Queens, everybody in chat, you guys have been amazing tonight. We're going to go raid Heather Lovely, so we're going to wrap this thing up. So don't leave. We're going to send you guys over. But for tonight, September 11th, it is one of those days in the United States that is sometimes a reminder of a tough thing. So before we wrap this thing up, I just want to do about 30 seconds of just silence for tonight and just everything that happened about 19 years ago. We all know it's one of those things, so let's just take a second. All right. Well, to wrap this thing up, guys, thank you very much. Chat's been amazing. Y'all have been amazing. Stay safe, stay healthy out there. For episode 120, it has been the last word.